right field, base hit, tying run scores, here comes the winning run, and the Indians win it. Russell Brandon delivers a 2-out, 2-run single to right, and the Indians come back for the bottom of the ninth walk-off win.
Turned out to be a nice night in Cleveland, Ohio, as the Indians and Nationals are getting set to open up a 3-game weekend series with Game 1 tonight at 7:05. Good evening and welcome into the broadcast along with Rick Manning. I'm Al Pulowski. And Rick, last night the Indians and the Red Sox talk about the ups and downs of baseball. Well, I think we saw a lot of ups and downs for both sides.
You're not kidding. From 5-0 down to 6-5 up until this pitch right here. A 2-out home run, and it gives Boston the lead, but it did not last long. They loaded the bases. They had 2 outs. Russell Brandon steps to the plate and drives in 2 runs. They end up winning it 8-7, and what a ball game for the Indians. One of their biggest wins of the year by far, and we'll see if they can build on that tonight.
Well, the Indians split the series with the Red Sox, so now the Nationals here. And a buzz around the ballpark today as catcher Carlos Santana is here, and Ricky's hitting third.
Well, rightfully so. Carlos Santana, a brilliant young prospect. We heard about him all year from spring training. Down in Columbus, he put up great numbers. He's been working on his defensive skills, but this is a young man that I think is ready for the big leagues, at least offensively. As he sees, he's plugged into that number 3 hole of the lineup. 45 walks, a good on-base percentage. He has power. He's a switch hitter. I'm looking forward to watching this young man play.
I sure am, too. So he's in the lineup tonight. And these Washington Nationals are not your typical Nationals team, I guess, that we've seen the last few seasons, just a game below 500.
Well, and how they've tightened it up, their big difference is in the pitching department. Their bullpen is rated 5th in the National League, and they've really come a long way. You can see offensively they scored more runs last year than they have to this year, but it's all about the pitching. Their starters are going to be so-so up until we get to Sunday, but I'll tell you what, their bullpen's been very good, so this should be a good series.
It sure should, and for the first time since 1971, a team from Washington, D.C. comes to Cleveland. We'll have all the play-by-play and the starting lineups for you right after this. Set to open up their interleague series this weekend. The first time that we've seen the Washington Nationals here in Cleveland, this new franchise that came over from Montreal, obviously. The last time a team from Washington, D.C. here, 1971. That was in late September, a doubleheader over at Cleveland Municipal Stadium, and 2,600 people in the stands.
Is that right? They were sold out, huh?
Yeah, darn close to it. Split the doubleheader then, so here we are. A little bit less than 39 years later as the Tribe takes the field and gets set with Jake Westbrook to battle the Washington Nationals here tonight. And let's take a look at tonight's starting lineup for the Nationals. Jim Riggleman, the manager.
Niger Morgan will lead it off. Ivan Rodriguez, for just the second time this year, is in the 2-hole, and it's Dunn, Zimmerman, Willingham, Harris, Desmond, Kennedy, and Roger Bernardina is in the 9-hole. Willingham is the first DH this season for the Nationals. First time they're in an American League park.
Tonight's starting pitcher brought to you by the Indians Team Shops, where you'll get 2 free Tribe tickets when you spend $50. Jake Westbrook making start number 13. He is a 3-3 pitcher looking for his first win at home this year. He is 0-1 with a 5.56 ERA in his 4 starts at home. Westbrook coming off a loss where offensively they gave him some runs early in Chicago. He couldn't hold the lead, and he left that game giving up 6 runs. Let's take a look at the Home Depot doing more on defense, Indians defensive lineup. In the outfield from left to right, it's going to be Kearns, Crow, and Chu. On the infield, it'll be Peralta at third, Donald back at shortstop, Valbuena at second, Branyan is at first, and behind the plate, Carlos Santana. That's more savings, more doing. That's the power of Home Depot.
And the umpires for tonight's game, Phil Cuzzy calling the balls and strikes, Jerry Crawford at first base, Brian Onora at second base, and Scott Berry is at third. And Carlos Santana making his major league debut tonight for the Tribe. He's given the first signal right there to Jake Westbrook. And the opening pitch to Niger Morgan is in there for a strike. And boy, a nice night here. We knew earlier today there was some question as to whether or not there'd be some raindrops early, but right now clear skies and almost a perfect night for baseball. Morgan in the hole, but a great diving stop by Valbuena. However, can't get up and make the throw, so Morgan with an infield single to lead it off here for the Nats.
Well, gets by Branyan. Valbuena had a chance. He gets to the ball, he catches it, he just in the transfer dropped that ball. They might have had a chance because Westbrook, you know he's going to be there. He's an excellent athlete coming off the mound. You can see he beats him there, but you just couldn't transfer. It'll go as an infield single.
So the Nationals get their leadoff batter aboard here.
And that's what happens when you know a guy can run a little bit down the baseline. You try and quicken it up a little bit, and all of a sudden you hurry too much and you drop the baseball.
So now Ivan Rodriguez, and there goes Morgan on the first pitch. They'll test Santana. Good throw, and he got him.
Tell you what, the throw, he tagged him on the leg. Santana has a very good arm. And I'll tell you what, Morgan had a terrific jump. And you can run off Jake Westbrook. It's going to be our McDonald's. I'm loving it. The first throw. Watch the tag on the leg. You see that right there before his hand gets into the base. Beautiful. Takes the ball right there, applies the tag, and you get him. You are out of here. That's the 10th time he has been caught stealing.
Rodriguez fouls that one away, so it's 1-1. And the one thing about Carlos Santana, obviously his offense everybody knew about. His bat was ready perhaps last season to come to this level. It was the defense. He's got the strong arm. It was the transfer that everybody was talking about this year to make it a little quicker down to second base. That, Rick, looked pretty good.
Well, don't think that, Washington didn't know about that, so they figure we're going to try right from the very first get-go and the very first pitch. But Santana up for the occasion.
2-2 now to Rodriguez. And Carlos Santana this season in Columbus threw out 22.5% of the attempted base stealers, 9 of 31.
When you get to the big leagues, it's about the pitchers holding and giving you an opportunity as a catcher. If you can do that and they do a decent job of holding the runner close, you should be able to throw it out. He's got a good enough arm.
And he showed it off there against Niger Morgan. Full count to Ivan Rodriguez. First time this season in the National League. He hits that one on a line fair down the right field line. Rodriguez will take a look and head to second. Chu's up and throwing. And safe at second base as it appeared. Donald just couldn't hold on to the ball, but boy, Shin-Soo Choo made it awfully close.
As he always does. Chu with an outstanding throwing arm. Tied for the league in assists. And, we've seen Rodriguez. He goes the other way with as good as anybody. That ball down there, Chu had a chance. You're going to see the throw coming in, and it looked like Donald just didn't hang on to the baseball. I don't know if it was offline and he tried to come back.
But he will get in there for a double. And you can see active leaders, 558. It's a lot of doubles.
So now he's in scoring position with one away for Adam Dunn, who has homered in 3 straight contests for the Nationals. He looks at a ball from Westbrook. Adam Dunn, the former Cincinnati Red. The numbers on him this year very impressive. Always been a guy that could walk, and this year the average not too bad at 284. And he smashes that one to the gap in left center. That'll score Rodriguez easily. Dunn is on his way to second base with an easy stand-up double. He also knocks in the first run of the game, and it's 1-0 Washington.
Well, it's a good thing that Morgan was thrown out at second base, because back-to-back doubles, Westbrook now has given up 3 consecutive hits. And I want to see location of some of the pitches, because he gave up a 2-run home run to Konerko in his last start and upstairs. Jake Westbrook, not a guy that can live up in about mid-thigh. And Dunn does a nice job going the other way. His 18th double, his 34th RBI. Spots the Nats a 1-0 lead.
And this middle part of the Washington order, very tough. As between Dunn, Zimmerman, and Willingham, those 3 have combined for 37 home runs this year. And here's Ryan Zimmerman hitting cleanup and looking at a strike from Jake Westbrook. And Ryan Zimmerman, we talked about him in the pregame. A very impressive player. Excellent glove at third base, and his bat right now, one of the more dangerous sticks in the National League. That one grounded to short. Donald will make the play. 2 down as Dunn heads to third. So Zimmerman's the second out, and now Josh Willingham, the designated hitter tonight for Jim Riggleman, will come to the plate with a team leading 39 runs batted in this year, and Dunn at third base with 2 down. And Willingham's been awfully hot of late. In his last 18 games, he's hit 6 of his 12 home runs this year. There's the batting average near 400 as he fouls that first pitch away from Westbrook. Strike 2 now. Josh Willingham, who came up with the Florida Marlins, as you get a look there with the on-base percentage. Josh Willingham, again, making himself into a nice hitter in Washington, D.C.
Well, when you hit behind a guy like Zimmerman and you can put those kind of numbers up where you're on base, that's fantastic.
One and 2 now to the 31-year-old Josh Willingham as Adam Dunn is at third base with 2 down. Swing and a miss. So Westbrook gets Willingham, and that's the end of the top of the first inning. But the Nationals get a run. They lead it 1-0 as we head to the bottom half. Carlos Santana guns down a runner. He'll be hitting third in the Indians lineup. The field, the Nationals with a run on 3 hits in the top half of the first inning. We move to the bottom half, and let's check the Indians starting lineup presented by Progressive Insurance. Progressive, proud to be the official auto insurance provider of the Cleveland Indians. Crow leads it off, then Chu. Santana making his big league debut tonight. Branyan is in the cleanup spot, then Kearns, the former Nationals, hitting 5th. Afters at DH tonight, Peralta, Valbuena, and Donald.
The rookie Luis Adelano on the mound now for the Nats, making his 10th start, and he is a true rookie. He's never faced the Indians. This is his first interleague start of his career. Making his 10th start, has allowed 3 earned runs or less in 7 of the 9 starts. Basically a sinker ball pitcher, probably his best pitch.
And he throws ball 1 to Trevor Crow, the Indians' leadoff hitter tonight. And the University of Arizona product, now the regular center fielder with Grady Sizemore out for the year. One and one now to Trevor Crow. And Adelano, Rick, hasn't faced anybody in the Indians' batting order tonight. It's been talked about quite a bit, but is there an advantage to either side?
I think the pitcher has the advantage the first time they face any of the hitters. Let's check that Nat defense for you behind Adelano tonight. In the outfield from left to right, it's going to be Harris, Morgan, and Bernardino. On the infield, Zimmerman is at third, Desmond at short, Kennedy is at second, Dunn is at first, and a guy we've seen many, many years, Pudge Rodriguez behind the plate. You know, anytime as a hitter you've never faced a pitcher before, that first time through the lineup, you may want to see what his ball does, and it's nice if you can see as many pitches as you can that first time through.
Luis Adelano had Tommy John surgery in August of 2006. He also missed 2007. Was on and off the disabled list in 2008. Spent some time there last season. So finally it appears that Adelano has got health on his side.
He's still only 25 years old.
Exactly. He gets that pitch in there for a strike to Chu. And went 7 innings on Saturday against the Reds, giving up only 1 run. Nationals ended up losing the game, but Adelano turned in his best performance of the season, and that's what the Nationals need. As we've talked about, their bullpen very strong. They're starting pitching a little bit up and down.
Well, he's pitched very well in his last 3 starts, as you mentioned, 2-1. But that last start, he did very well against the Reds, but came out losing that ball game. Came out of the game 2-1, and he doesn't go deep into a lot of games. Only 4 times this year has he gone 6 innings or more. But their bullpen is very solid. So, you know, if he can keep you in that ball game and give you a lead, you turn it over to their bullpen.
Jim Riggleman lurking there. Former Indians coach this decade as Chu lines that one up the middle for a base hit.
Chu taking it right back up the middle. Nice short stroke. Didn't try and do too much with it. Slaps it up the middle. The Indians get their first hit.
So a runner aboard for the first major league at bat for Carlos Santana, the switch hitting catcher. Hitting in the 3-hole here tonight, Rick. A bit surprised he's in the 3-hole.
Well, you know what? I'm not surprised at anything this year. I mean, I like to see this kid. Supposedly he can hit, and you know, active felt. Let's put him in. He's a switch hitter, so you know he can break up the left-handers between Chu and Branyan. But he's also, you know, can hit from that left side. So usually you put your best hitter in that number 3 hole.
There's the numbers from Santana in Columbus this year.
You know, they've always felt that he was ready for the big leagues offensively prior to the start of this year. So it doesn't surprise me, really.
And he hits that one hard on the ground to second. Bobbled, but still a double play possibility. But no, Santana, who moves fairly well for a catcher, got down the line to beat it out. So 1 retired on the fielder's choice. Second to short there as Kennedy went to Desmond.
They may have caught a break there, even though they bobbled the ball. Kennedy at second base. If he fields it cleanly, no question it's going to be a double play. But he still gets it over to Desmond, and in time, there's that bobble, the quick flip, and you see the throw coming across. That's a tough angle right there. Jerry Crawford, the chief, calls him safe.
So there's Santana at first base, and in case you're wondering, he was 6 for 6 in steal attempts this year. Now, he's not a burner by any stretch, but he is a fairly smart base runner. He wasn't caught stealing at AAA.
Well, I don't think you'll see him running a whole lot here.
And especially not with that lead. Russell Branyan, the hitter, batting cleanup for the Tribe tonight. And he swings and misses at that first pitch from Adelano. Russell with the walk-off single yesterday. 2 RBI single in the 9th inning to beat the Red Sox. Now 1-1 to Russell Branyan, who was drafted in the 7th round by the Tribe in 1994. He was traded in 2002 to the Reds for Ben Broussard. And the offseason came back as a free agent. Carlos Santana at first, 2 away. Nationals up 1-0 here in the first inning as Branyan sends that one slowly on the ground to second, and a bobble, and that's an error on Kennedy. Branyan safe at first base. Maybe we'll have to wait and see the official score, but Kennedy very deep at second base, and that allowed Branyan to make it.
They are the worst fielding team in the National League, and that's a routine play, even though Branyan didn't hit this ball. He's playing deep, and watch where he comes from. He has to come all the way in back to the field, but, I mean, it was a routine play. He just boots that one. He missed the double play grounder, but they got an out. That's got to be an error. So, inning continues.
So another error for Washington. They're 56th this year. That leads the major leagues. And that one will go on the second baseman, Adam Kennedy. So now the Indians with runners at first and second and 2 down for Austin Kearns. Kearns takes a strike. Former National. Having an outstanding season this year for the Tribe. Kearns, a minor league free agent, signed with a major league invite to spring training, made the most of it. And here he is in the middle of the Tribe order in June. However, it's 0-2 quickly.
Yeah, you're exactly right. He did make the most of it. And you know what? The key is he's healthy this year. You know, and it certainly helps. He's had injuries coming over from Washington last year, the last couple of years. But he's been a key part in the middle part of the lineup.
Good block by Rodriguez. 1-2 now to Austin Kearns. When he came up with the Reds, Rick, when he and Adam Dunn were coming up through that system, they were talking about, you know, these two could be fixtures in Cincinnati for some time. But I think as you see in the game of baseball, it doesn't always work out that way.
No, it rarely does it work out that way anymore with free agency and the way people move around.
1-2. That was behind Kearns. Didn't touch him, so the runners will move up. They're on second and third now with 2 away. And a 2-2 count on Kearns.
You talk about one getting away from him. I mean, no clue. That ball went about 2 feet behind Austin Kearns. Watch this. As a hitter, you don't know what to do. He's thinking, oh, my goodness, because you never see a pitch go behind you.
Right.
The first thing you do initially is try and jump back and get out of the way, and sometimes I've seen hitters jump into it. Well, both runners will move up, and with a base hit here, the Indians could take a lead.
So an opportunity for Kearns. Now a full count. What did you do, Rick, when those balls were coming behind you?
I was hoping they never did come behind you. I didn't do anything. I did jump into one time, and it's strange you never see a ball in that area.
From 0-2 to 3-2 to Austin Kearns. And he hits that curve deep to left field. That one, way back. Gone. Austin Kearns, a 3-run jack. 3-1 Cleveland.
Well, the Indians take advantage of the error. A wild pitch, and after being down in the count 0-2, Austin Kearns hits his 6th home run. And the Indians strike right back, and they put 3 on the board. Another 2 out. RBI hit by Kearns, a high breaking ball, and there you'll see it. It flies, and it gets out of here, and the Indians lead it 3-1.
So Austin Kearns with his 6th home run of the season. Those 3 RBIs now give him 30 for the year, and he had a nice April, a decent May, and he is on fire here in the month of June as Travis Hafner looks at strike 1. So the Indians get 3 there. And that was after Kearns was down on the count, Rick. 0-2.
I know it. 0-2 with 2 outs, and that really hurts you. That breaks your back when you're sitting out there as a pitcher. You have a chance to get out of the inning. Kearns battled back in the count, caught himself a hanging breaking ball, and got into it.
You know, for the month of June, when the Indians hit a home run on STO, Shell and Conrad's, Tire Express and Total Car Care, giving away free gas. And our first contestant today, Kay Thornycroft from Eastlake, is a winner, thanks to Austin Kearns. There's a base hit to right for Travis Hafner. Bernardina going over, but had some trouble against the wall. Hafner for the double. Got there safely. 2-bagger for Travis Hafner with 2 outs, and the Indians keep the inning going.
Let's look at this pitch. There's the middle of the plate. That's his sinker, but he left it up, and Hafner made him pay. He turned on it. It got to the wall, and Hafner gets into scoring position. Double number 11 for Travis. So after the error, that really comes back and it hurts. 10 pitches since that error. So the inning being over, the Tribe scores 3. They add another hit and a chance for more.
So now Hafner on second base with 2 down for Johnny Peralta, hitting 7th in the order today. Indians with 3 home on that Austin Kearns 3-run homer. As Peralta fouls that first one away. So Kay Thornycroft, Shell will provide $300 in free gas for each home run the Indians hit. So $300. Congratulations to Kay Thornycroft. There's Austin Kearns. Peralta at the plate now. 2 down and a runner at second. Good pitch on the outside corner. So 0-2 now to Peralta. And our next contestant here today is Betty Pucell from Akron.
We had a grand slam a couple of days ago. That's
Mr. Travis right there.
Yeah.
A grand slam is $1,000.
And the tires.
Right?
Beautiful.
And you can go to STOHD.com to register. It's happening all this month of June. 1-2 now to Peralta. It looked like Luis Adelano might make quick work here in the first inning, but coming up here is pitch number 27. And again, he gets ahead of Peralta 0-2, but then has trouble finding that last good pitch. The one to Kearns was a little bit too good.
No, it's a matter of one thing. You work hard to get ahead of the hitters and get them to 0-2 counts. It's another thing you have to put them away. And that's when you try to expand their zone.
Once again, the count goes full. So Peralta from 0-2 to 3-2. Indians up 3-1 here in the first inning with 2 away and Travis Hafner on second base. Payoff pitch. Swung on and lined to left, but right at the left fielder, and Harris is there to make the catch. So the Indians score 3 on a 3-run homer by Austin Kearns. They lead the Nationals 3-1. Indians baseball on STO is brought to you by Subway. Play hard, eat fresh. By Continental Airlines. Work hard, fly right. And by your Northern Ohio Toyota dealers. 3-1 the score. Gorgeous look at downtown Cleveland tonight as the Indians lead the Nationals 3-1. First time the Washington Nationals, since they moved from Montreal, have been here to Cleveland. The old Senators used to play in the American League. They were last here in 1971. The old Senators then, of course, moved to Arlington to become the Texas Rangers. Willie Harris leads it off for Washington here in the top of the second inning. And he struggled this year at the plate, playing left field. Count now 3-1 on Willie Harris. Said he really enjoyed playing for Manny Acton. He's even said that, I'm a free agent at the end of this year. I'd love to play for him again.
What's he, politicking already? He's a free agent.
So.
You're not allowed. That's collusion. You can't talk about it during the year.
3-1 count on the Nationals left fielder. Hits that one on the ground to second. Valbuena got him at first base. One away. All right, time now for the AT&T trivia question. And for tonight's question, 3 players have hit a home run before their 20th birthday and after their 40th. Name them. AT&T Rethink Possible. I know one right off the bat. I have to think about the other 2.
Huh.
Any ideas?
I do, but I got to think about it.
There's Ian Desmond. Shortstop tonight, hitting 7th in manager Jim Riggleman's lineup. He looks at a strike from Jake Westbrook. One away here in the top of the second inning. 3-1 try. Showed bunt and offered, says home plate umpire Phil Cuzzy. So quickly 0-2 to Ian Desmond. Desmond able to lay off there. So 1-2 now the count. There's Adam Kennedy waiting on deck. That one hit hard on the ground to third. Peralta to the backhand and throw and got him by a step. So 2 groundouts here in the second inning, 2 away.
You can turn back the clock tomorrow when the Tribe continues this series here against the Washington Nationals. The Indians will be wearing their 1920 throwback jerseys, while the Washington will sport their 1924 Senators uniforms. Also, Shin-Soo Choo bobblehead night. Great seats still remain. So come on out to the ballpark. Could have a great weekend. Steven Strasburg on Sunday. Choo bobblehead tomorrow. Fireworks tonight.
Throwback day tomorrow night to the 1920s. Weekend full of
action. What are you wearing tomorrow, by the way?
I don't know. I think that could be a surprise. What do you think about a fedora?
I think it'd look good on you.
How about you? How would it look on you?
They don't make one big enough to fit me.
We had a white scarf and tie dropped off before the game today.
You did? I didn't get one.
Huh. I'll have to look into that, see if we can hook you up there. Adam Kennedy now with the 2-1 count.
They didn't even have television back in the 20s.
Oh, that's a very good point. They did not. Still a little ways away from televised baseball back then, too. 3-1 to Kennedy with 2 outs and nobody on here in the second inning. Fouls that one away as the count goes full. And on Sunday, Steven Strasburg for the Nationals, his first road game. There's a lot of buzz around this weekend series. Carlos Santana making his major league debut tonight. Strasburg here on Sunday. Here's a grounder to short. Donald with the big hop. Throws him out. Nationals go 3 up, 3 down. We go to the bottom of the second inning. Tribe leads the Nats 3-1. Back here in Cleveland. Turned out to be a nice night here. Nationals and Indians. Bottom of the second inning we go. It'll be hitters 8, 9, and 1 in the Tribe lineup. Luis Valbuena to lead it off against Luis Adelano. Delivers strike one. Adelano threw 29 pitches in the first inning, 16 after the error by Adam Kennedy. And that also eventually led to the 3-run homer by Austin Kearns. And Kearns with that 3-run jack this year for the Tribe. The Indians have hit 4 3-run homers, and Kearns has 2 of those.
Yeah, make them count.
Absolutely.
And that one really hurt. You know, you should be out of the inning. And that's the one thing. When you have bad defense and and good pitching, you give those extra outs, and teams take advantage of it.
1-2 now to Luis Valbuena. He calls time and steps out of the box. The Indians leadoff hitter here in the bottom of the second inning.
You know, it seems to me Adelano has been able to get ahead of a lot of the hitters. It's putting him away where he's had problems. He lets them back into the count. He's had 4 0-2, 1-2 counts, but it seems like they've been back into it. He's not a strikeout guy because coming into the game, he had struck out 22 and walked 22.
What's the key to that, finishing off a hitter?
Well, I mean, you got to go at him with good stuff and, continue to throw quality strikes. I mean, nothing is overpowering here. You know, he's about 89 to 91 with his sinker. You see a little slider. I think he's got a curveball and a changeup, but continue to stay aggressive. You got to make him put the ball in play.
Valbuena does there, but right at center fielder Niger Morgan, who had a little bit of trouble judging it, but was able to make the catch for the first out. Time now for our Subway fresh face of the game. Lonnie Chisenhall. 1 for 3 last night with a solo homer. He was on the disabled list for a little while, but since he's come back, he's been tearing it up in his last 3 games now. .333 with 3 homers and 12 runs batted in. And that's our Subway fresh face of the game. Subway, play hard, eat fresh. Chisenhall had a nice spring training for the Tribe, Rick, and been impressive in Akron this year.
Well,
his first season, full season at Double-A.
A young player I think you'll see at the big league level here in the near future.
I would say so.
I'm not saying this year, maybe September. We'll see.
Here's Jason Donald. 1-1 now to the Tribe shortstop. Hitting in the 9-hole. Lonnie Chisenhall, the Indians' first pick in the draft from 2008. Originally a shortstop. They moved him to third. It's gone well. Left-handed batting third baseman. Not a lot of those you generally see around. Left-handed hitting third baseman, but he's one of them. Another one who came up that was young in the Tribe system, Greg Nettles, and he had a nice career.
I was thinking of George Brett.
Yeah, for the Royals. Yeah, it wasn't too bad. As Donald grounds out to second base.
Well, Sunday will be Kids Fun Day, and you can save big with the new WKYC Summer Sunday $3 Kids Fun Day offer. You buy an adult ticket to see the Tribe and the Nationals. You get up to 2 tickets for kids 12 and under for just $3. And also, Steven Strasburg matched up in that game Sunday against David Huff. So you're going to get to see a young pitching phenom. You get a great price on tickets, so come on out to the ballpark. It'll be a lot of fun had by all. I'm looking forward to it.
A good advance on that Sunday game for tickets, so you want to get good seats.
There he is in the back, sitting down. He had 14 strikeouts in his first start against Pittsburgh. And by the way, Washington swept the Pirates in that series. That was their first sweep of the year.
Yep. They haven't won 4 in a row since 2009. Looking for their first 4-game winning streak of the season here tonight. Tribe is on a modest 2-game winning streak as Trevor Crow looks at another strike. 0-2.
There you have it, another 0-2 count.
Yep.
That's number 5.
Well, he jumps ahead of him, as you said, Rick. The key has been finishing him off.
Well, that first time through the lineup, they were able to get 3 hits. So they were 3 for 9. We'll see now that they have an idea what he throws, if that changes that second time through.
And 3 times in the first time through the order, he had 0-2 on the batters that ended up going full, and one of those times was that Austin Kearns 3-run homer. Still 0-2 here to Trevor Crow. Grounded out back to Adelano in the first inning. Hits that one hard, but on one hop. Kennedy will make the play, and the Tribe goes 3 up, 3 down here in the second. We played 2 innings at Progressive Field. Indians lead the Nationals 3-1. Head to the third inning, and I'd like to remind you to stay tuned later in the game to see what our Miller Taste Greatness moments will be. Gorgeous night tonight in downtown Cleveland. So we get set to begin the third. 3-1 Tribe. And for the Nationals, it'll be hitters 9, 1, and 2 in Jim Riggleman's lineup. Roger Bernardina will step in against Jake Westbrook. Bernardina batting 9th tonight. Looking at a pitch down low. He'll be celebrating his 26th birthday tomorrow.
You got that covered too, don't you? You gonna go get him a cake? Be part of the party, huh?
Sure.
Take him down your fedora.
Well, since it's the 1920s and he's 26, he fits right in, right?
Yes. It was a good age.
Yes, indeed. 2-0 to Bernardina. Now 3-0 to the Nationals' first batter here in the third inning. He'll be followed by Morgan and Rodriguez. (3-1) now. Well, as the ninth hitter, you just want to get on base, especially with the top of the order coming up. And I'll tell you that Washington Nationals lineup, those first 5 hitters have been very good this season.
Well, you know, you're playing with the DH, so the pitcher's not hitting, so you don't have to worry about it. Your job, get on base. He did, and Westbrook allows his first walk.
So Westbrook loses the leadoff hitter on 5 pitches as Bernardina heads to first base with the walk, and Niger Morgan, who singled his first time up but was cut down stealing, is at the plate.
He had that infield single where he found the hole. He may be looking for that same hole this time where Valbuena was able to make a nice stop and catch on the ball, but in the transfer he dropped it.
Morgan came over in that trade with the Pirates last season. Bernardina bluffed going, but he stays at first base. And now it's 1-1 on Morgan.
Well, he might have gave him a little chance to try and steal right there. Bernardina has stolen 4. He's been thrown out 2 times. And the Nationals, they like to run the base. They've stolen 42. They've been caught 22 times, which is second most in the league. That's a lot of, caught stealings. You would like to have a 3-1 ratio if you could. 75%. But when you have guys and you put them in motion, you create holes. And sometimes good things happen if you have the right guys that can put the ball in play.
Bernardina again with a little bluff there at first base. 2-1 now to Morgan. The Nationals do have some speed. Morgan obviously one of them. Bernardina.
Well, runners too this year off of Westbrook now are 7 for 10 because Santana caught Morgan back in the first inning.
There he goes this time as it's fouled off on the hit and run. Looked like he had a pretty good jump, too.
He had a very good jump there, but that shows you it was a hit and run. They weren't going to give him another chance to steal that base with nobody out. You're going to try and create a hole. See, he's saying, was it up a little bit? Maybe not. He's checking with the umpire. Maybe he felt it was a good enough pitch to get after, and he just let him go ahead and try and steal the base.
So now it's 2-2. And Bernardina getting those extra couple of steps. Almost like a little bit of a bluff when he goes that secondary lead, Rick. A lot of times you'll see the hop. Bernardina looks like to take those 2 or 3 extra like he's turning to go.
I was watching Westbrook right there, and it looks like he doesn't have a feel for that changeup, and that's where he gets left-handers out with.
Bernardina running. The pitch hit on a line. Caught by Peralta. It'll be a double play. Sometimes where the running game can hurt you, and 2 quick outs there for the Nationals.
Well, yeah, you started with nobody out, just to try and stay out of the double play. It's just that he didn't hit it on the ground. It was a line drive, and it was right at Peralta. Nothing wrong with staying aggressive right there. It's right at one of the players. You end up hitting into the double play. You hang with him. Good for the Indians, good for Jake Westbrook.
So 2 away now here in the third inning for the Nationals, and Rodriguez comes to the plate. With nobody on, he doubled and scored in the first inning. He takes a ball from Westbrook. As you might imagine, Rodriguez with a long history against Westbrook, from playing in the American League for the Tigers, and of course previous to that to the Rangers. Spent some time in New York too. And Rodriguez 8 for 34 with 2 doubles, triple, with 6 strikeouts against Westbrook in his career.
Right now it looks like Jake fighting himself to find that arm angle. He's up a little high, and he's up in the strike zone. When he's been successful, he's usually throwing the ball between 90 92, and it seems like he's down a little bit more to a 3/4 arm slot. It looks like he's more over the top to me tonight, and he's battling himself. He's looking to feel for that changeup.
And that one lined to right field for a base hit. So Rodriguez 2 for 2 tonight, and he's aboard with 2 outs here in the third inning. Hit number 4 for the Nationals.
Let's take a look at this pitch. There it is right there. And he goes the other way, so he waited on it nicely, but it's an easy pitch to hit the other way because it's upstairs. I mean, that's something they do all day long, and every hitter does in batting practice. You wait for the ball, you get it middle of the plate, and you try and take it the other way.
And Rodriguez has been exceptional this year at the plate for the Nationals, hitting .341 overall.
Again, the guy continues to just pound the baseball.
Some people thought he was done. Well,
yeah,
he's saying this year he's not even close to that. Speaking of done, here's Adam at the plate, who got his first career hit against Westbrook back in the first inning, an RBI double to bring in Rodriguez. And it's 0-1 to the big lefty here. Dunn now 1 for 7 in his career against Westbrook. He struck out 3 times, also walked 3 times.
Well, that first cutter was a very good pitch to him. He's a big man that likes to extend the arms. He took up all the way for a double the last time up.
And he hits that one hard to right. Chu going over, and he'll play it out of bounds. Rodriguez will go to third. And now the Nats have runners at the corners with 2 outs. So that double play turning out to be big right now when Washington got the leadoff batter aboard, but once again they've got a threat here with 2 away.
Well, Rodriguez has done 4 for 4. So the first 3 hitters in this lineup have done all the damage to Westbrook. And this ball, big guy, it just didn't get out there far enough so Chu could try and make a catch. And with 2 outs, you're going to be a little careful. You don't want the ball to get by you. So now Washington trying to come back with 2 outs.
And now Ryan Zimmerman to the plate, who grounded out to short back in the first inning. And Zimmerman, a very dangerous hitter. 34 runs batted in this season. And he takes a strike from Westbrook.
He has been hot, too. In the last 12 games, has scored 15 runs, walked 13 times with 9 ribbies.
And batting nearly 400 in his last 12 games. So 1-1 now to Zimmerman. That was pitch number 50 on the night for Westbrook. 28 of those strikes. As you pointed out, Rick, Jake just doesn't look his typical self with his release point.
He's trying to figure it out. I mean, he's feeling for it right now. When he gets down to the side, that's where that slider comes into play. He throws it a lot more from that angle. And once he gets that slot and gets that pitch working, watch, this is a good one here. Gets Zimmerman to swing and miss. Excellent. That one going straight down.
So now the count 1-2 to Ryan Zimmerman, with 2 outs and 2 on here for the Nationals in the third inning. Tribe up by 2. Swing and a miss. So Westbrook gets a big strikeout there, his second of the evening. And the Indians get out of it without any damage. We go to the bottom of the third. 3-1, Tribe. Progressive Field, 3-1. Tribe has the lead as we head to the bottom of the third inning. It'll be hitters 2, 3, and 4. Chu to lead it off for the Tribe. And former Indians pitcher Chad O.J. has joined us here in the booth. Chad, great to see you again. What have you been up to?
Oh, what have I been up to? I'm trying to lose weight a little bit. I was looking at the pictures earlier, signing a few autographs, and I was a little bit thinner back then. But, no, I came up this weekend. They had called, asked me to come up. We flew up. My girls were really excited. They didn't really get to see me play. And they're 11-8, and time flies.
Yeah, they grow up very quickly, don't they? And, well, what's your first impression? I know you haven't been here since, what, 98? You were here from, what was it, 94 to 98?
94 to 98. I came back in 2004, the 10-year reunion for the ballpark, and that's the last time I've been here. It's not as many people here as there were then.
No,
but,
that's true. Yeah, this has been a lean year.
But that's all right. A lean year, you know, you got some guys I see that are real good. You brought up the Santana kid,
right?
Who's got a cannon. You know, I'm sitting there watching TV at night, and I see Sandy Alomar here. That's a good thing.
That was nice to get Sandy back, yes, indeed.
Yes.
But he's coaching first base now. He used to catch. I mean, come on.
Well, maybe you can teach him how to do what he did.
Well, you certainly hope so.
Yeah, he was a good one.
3-1 now to Chu, the Indians' leadoff batter here in the third. Chad, some great memories here for you as well, especially 1997, that World Series year.
Yeah, and I had somebody bring that up to me earlier, and it's still heartbreaking to think that we were 1 out away. You know, I look at that and I see that, and it would have been a great thing for the fans here.
Boy,
because they had to wait for so long to get in that position.
You had a chance to hit in that World Series, too, and hit the ball pretty well.
Swung hard in case I hit it.
Well, and you did. I mean, you're facing Kevin Brown. Most guys couldn't hit him. You went 2 for 3, and you had a couple of RBIs with a double there, didn't you?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, look at this. See, you see me ask it. There's the double. Look at that slide.
Second, yeah.
Almost came off the base. That's all right,
That was
bro.
good footwork.
Yes, it was. 2 for 3, a couple RBIs, and you beat them twice in this 97, Game 2 and Game 6.
Yes, that was a lot of fun. You know, those are some great memories, and you go back and look at that. And like I said, the biggest thing is, the disappointing thing is the fans didn't get that because they'd had to wait so long.
Well, yeah, and you get to finally Game 7, and you have a lead going into that 9th inning. Yeah, it was, believe me, we talk about it, and it's something they'll talk about forever around here.
Yes.
And they really will.
Well, hopefully they can bring some of that kind of magic back here because, you know, that's the thing about Cleveland that I always enjoyed was the people, the fans, and just how friendly everybody is. You know, you go to – nothing wrong with New York, but you go to New York and everybody's honking at you and doing other things, other gestures. But here, the people
That's
are friendly.
just to say hello.
Yeah. And me being from Louisiana, that's how the people are.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I'll tell you what. You grew up in the glory days of Jacobs Field back then, and I mean, it was fun. You had the opportunity; they were sold out every night, and that's really what revitalized this whole town back then. I mean,
definitely.
because they talked about how many times did you guys hear about? Well, we haven't won since the '50s in 40 years, but you remember clinching on that September 8th or 9th against Baltimore. And,
yes, I remember that.
I mean, I see. You know, highlights of that, and I still get goosebumps watching it.
Yeah, and it rejuvenated the city. When I came here in 91, whenever I was drafted, and I flew up to Cleveland and did the workout and all that stuff, and got to see the city. The city was drab downtown.
Right.
But this ballpark really rejuvenated it. And now they've added, you know, the football fields here. Everything's downtown now, and I drove around earlier, and it's great.
Brandon batting with 2 outs and nobody on here in the third inning.
Have you had a chance to talk to any of the other guys that you played with, or you just don't stay in touch that often?
I stay in touch with Paul Shuey,
Okay.
Paul Bird, who had come here later. Still talk to those guys. Eric Plunk every once in a while. I hadn't got to see some of the guys here. I hadn't gone in the clubhouse yet, but I'd love to go check them out.
Oh, yeah. You got to get that. You're here all weekend, right?
I'm going to be here all weekend.
Good. We get a chance. I don't know if you're staying for that ball game Sunday, but
yes,
maybe see Steven Strasburg pitch.
Yes, I saw that. I'm sure that'll bring a few fans into the ballpark.
I hope so.
Now, Russell Brandon goes down swinging. Chad, it was pretty short, but thanks for stopping by. We'll have to do it again soon.
All right.
Chad O.J. joining us here. We'll head to the 4th inning. 3-1. Tribe leads the Nats. Fourth inning here at Progressive Field. 3-1. Tribe has the lead over the Nationals. It'll be hitters 5, 6, and 7 in the order, with Josh Willingham, the designated hitter tonight, leading off and swinging and missing for strike one. Willingham, Harris, and Desmond to the plate for the Nats here in the fourth inning. Pitch fouled away. So quickly 0-2 to Josh Willingham, biology major at North Alabama. Said if he wasn't playing baseball, he'd be working with animals, probably a marine biologist. Now, that's not something you hear very often from
Jim Carrey.
There you go. Yes.
Pet detective.
Absolutely.
Well, we do have a few animals around the ballpark. We've got a walrus that usually comes out and joins us, a teen wolf, a few other things.
Oh, man. Not going to touch that.
Why not? Why not touch it? You know what I'm talking about.
I know
Let's
exactly,
go.
Yeah. 1-2 here to Willingham.
We'll have to maybe get those guys down and introduce them to him tomorrow.
Maniac to the former Nationals manager. You know, he said before today's game that it's really not that special to him. He said it's the media that makes more of a big deal about this than really what it is.
Well,
Willingham down on strikes. Good pitch from Westbrook. His third strikeout today, his second straight.
you know, there's a good breaking ball. Now he's starting to find that arm slot for the slider. See that one going straight down. Good pitch. Gets the called strikeout. You know, when you're a manager and you've only managed the two teams and they're meeting and they haven't met in so long, there is going to be a big deal about it. It's like when you're a player and you return back to that ballpark that you've played at and you've only played there before you know the team you come in with. It's always people looking to see how you feel or what you want to do. I'm sure he's got a lot of good friendships and lasting memories over there in Washington.
A lot of the players on that Nationals team really respected him and said they enjoyed playing with him. It's Willie Harris now. Fouls that one off. It's 1-1. Maniacta with the Tribe. And Rick, you were in that situation as a player. What was that like for you, going from Cleveland to Milwaukee and then coming back for the first time?
Well, you know, it was great getting booed and screamed at. They loved it. But it was always nice to come back home, you know, because you played there.
Easy ground out there for 2 outs. And for the first time tonight, let's go back to our STO update desk. Royals and Reds. Here's Dave Chudowski. Dave.
All right, thanks, Al. The Indians a game behind the Royals in the Central to get out of the cellar. Here's Cincinnati's Corky Miller, the big guy batting .091, but he gets the RBI here in the second inning. Right now in the fourth, it is 3-zip. Cincinnati, back to you.
Thanks, Dave. So the Reds up early on Kansas City there. Interleague weekend. Starting once again here now for the next couple of weeks in Major League Baseball as Ian Desmond fouls that one off, and it's quickly 0-2 to him with 2 outs here in the fourth inning. And he talked about Jake getting into a groove, Rick, and it appears this fourth inning now, maybe he's starting to find that.
Well, as starters will tell you, a lot of times there's another breaking ball and he gets them.
It's synced there. Westbrook's fourth strikeout. He makes quick work of the Nationals here in the fourth inning. We'll head to the bottom half. 3-1, Tribe. Off the bottom half of the fourth inning for the Tribe, who lead it 3-1 over the Nationals, and Kearns has been the difference. A 3-run homer with 2 outs in the first inning has given Cleveland all 3 of their runs. And Kearns is at it again, deep to left center field. This one will go off the top and stay it over. Home run. Austin Kearns, 2 in a row as that hit the top of the wall and skid it over. 4-1 Cleveland, and Austin's got all the RBIs tonight.
That ball, he had some kind of, it looked like it hit just above the yellow line because both outfielders were complaining, but it jumped over. So it doesn't really matter. Second home run of the night for Kearns, another pitch up. And he turns on it. He went this one in, a little two-seamer, but it was elevated. Kearns hit that ball. Watch where it goes. Oh, almost like it hit.
Yeah.
You know, it hit the green. I don't know if it hit and a fan touched that ball or not. It's a home run.
Well, that top portion and skidded over, but you're right, Rick. If it hits the wall and goes over, that's a home run.
Well, let's see. There was a fan over there, and I don't know if I don't think he touched it. Umpires didn't say anything, but I saw both outfielders pointing up and saying something.
And there he's pointing to us. Thank you.
They're saying that, well, they know we're talking about it. It said, I guess it hit up on top of the fence and jumped over.
Hafner, the batter. Let's watch this one more time here.
All right, zone in, boys. Let's see. They're so good at it. Here it comes. The top of that yellow line. Now, did the fan touch it is what I want to know.
That's tough to tell.
You know, if that goes straight up, that would be an awfully tough call. You can't overturn that. It's too late anyway. But do you see what I'm talking about with that fan? I don't know if he caught that ball, but it did hit the yellow line. Was it going straight up in the air? Did he catch it or what? Just made it. It's good enough for a home run.
We'll take it.
It's a 4-1 Indians lead.
So the second homer of the night for Austin Kearns. And now Travis Hafner with the 2-1 count. Looks at ball 3 from Luis Adelano. And Betty Pucell from Akron, another winner tonight, thanks to Austin Kearns. $300 in free gas from Shell. All this month of June, when the Indians hit a home run, STO, Shell, and Conrad's Tire Express and Total Car Care are giving away free gas. So we've had 2 winners tonight. Kate Thornycroft from East Lake, Betty Pucell from Akron. And our next contestant is Beverly Peckham. And if you'd like to sign up, go to STOHD.com. If the Indians hit a grand slam like Hafner did a couple of nights ago, $300 in gas. I'm sorry, $1,000 in gas and a free set of tires from Conrad's.
Well, that's our first double winner, I think, in June.
Yep.
We've given it twice away in one night.
Hafner aboard with the walk. So the Indians see if they can make this a big inning now as Johnny Peralta comes to the plate. He lined out to left his last time up. For Austin Kearns, with that last home run, it's his 4th 2-homer game in his career. The last one was June 4th, 2006 at Houston. So it's been a while for Austin, but what a season he's having, and especially now in the month of June. It seems to be getting even better.
Your former team.
Yeah. Good off-speed pitch there by Adelano as Peralta was out in front, and it's 1-1 to the Tribe third baseman. So Adelano getting the pitch count up there. He's at 62 now. 37 of those strikes thus far today. The Tribe with the runner on, nobody out for Peralta. Tyler Walker already getting loose for the Nationals here. You know, their bullpen has been very strong this year for Washington. Their starting rotation has had some question marks. Of course, on Sunday, you get to see their newest starter, Steven Strasburg, right here at Progressive Field, a 107 start. And the Nationals really used that momentum on Tuesday to sweep the Pirates. They've won 3 in a row. Now another wide one there for Adelano. So 3-1 to Johnny Peralta.
Well, Kearns, knocked him a little senseless. Now he's starting to fall behind the hitters, where he was really getting aggressive and at least getting ahead of them earlier.
But if you don't finish him off when you get ahead 0-2 early in the game, more times than not, that's going to come back and haunt you.
It usually does when you let him get back into the count.
Peralta laces that one fair down the left field line. After around second, he'll go to third. Peralta's into second base with a double. And the Indians with runners at second and third, still nobody out here in the fourth inning.
That's their fifth hit. They have 4 extra base hits. The 2 homers by Kearns, a double by Hafner, and now a double by Peralta. And that's what happens when the hitters get ahead in the count. They can be very selective, and they can look for pitches in their zones. And when they get them, they don't miss them a whole lot. That one going to get down into the corner. And that is going to bring a visit from Steve McCaddy, their pitching coach. He's out to the mound. Second and third now, still nobody out, and the Indians already have 1 in.
And now home plate umpire Phil Cuzzy will come to the hill to break this one up. Well, Johnny Peralta now, since April 21st, and he was off to an awfully slow start, but after those first 3 weeks, now with that last base hit, he has his average from that time on above 290. So there's right around where we typically see Johnny every year.
Well, yeah, you just want to forget about April for him, and for whatever strange reason it is, it always happens that way.
So now Valbuena to hit. Zimmerman's in at third. Desmond and Kennedy are about halfway in, second and short. Dunn's in a little bit at first base, but he's still pretty far back. Should get a look at the infield defense there. One 1-0 to Valbuena, who flew out to center his first time up back in the second inning. Now 1-1 to Luis. Well, Valbuena, too, he was really off to a slow start. It lasted for a couple of months, but Valbuena now is 8 for his last 27. A couple of doubles and a couple of RBI in his last 7 games now. However, he's 1 for his last 16. So he got out of that slump last weekend in Chicago, but now fallen back into it a little bit, trying to break out again. Hits are even at 5 apiece, but the Tribe with 4 runs, Washington with 1, thanks to Austin Kearns. 2 home runs tonight, a 3-run homer in the first, and a solo shot here in the fourth. And the Indians trying to add on. Second and third, nobody out. Valbuena up the middle, right back to the pitcher, Adelano. Makes a nice play, and he'll throw him out.
Not
for
a
the first
very
out.
good swing by Valbuena when you have the count in your favor, 2-1. He ends up reaching for a ball like it's off speed. That's where a pitch, if you're fooled, and that ball had to be 4 to 6 inches outside, go ahead and take it. And if it's a strike, then it's 2-2. But, I mean, you don't have to just put it in play. You've got a free at-bat with the infield in and the count in your favor.
So now Jason Donald, who grounded out to second his first time up, he'll have a try with runners at second and third and 1 away. And the infield, once again, about halfway in. Dunn in a little bit closer at first as Donald takes one inside for ball 1.
Well, gets underneath a breaking ball and left it up and in.
Donald just 1 for 15 this year with runners in scoring position. Takes that one outside.
See, now your strike zone should shrink as a hitter. I mean, you're looking in, you cut that plate so much smaller, and you're looking for your zone where you can drive a ball, and if you don't get that pitch, then you take it.
Should that be even more so for a young hitter?
Well, yeah. I mean, it should be so for anybody. I don't care, young, veteran hitter. You got a rookie pitcher on the mound. He doesn't want to give up anymore, but okay, that pitch is away. Not a good pitch to swing, so you take it. It's still 2-1, and you're forcing him to come back and throw another strike. Adelano
in trouble here in the fourth inning. 2 aboard, 1 out. And the Indians already ahead by 3. Donald hits that one to second. Again, will not get a run home. For the second straight time, he grounds out to second, and now there are 2 away, and the runners remain at second and third. Now, one of the great organizations is the Gathering Place. It supports, educates, and empowers individuals and families touched by cancer. And tonight, 150 of them right there in the mezzanine enjoying tonight's game. They do this free of charge from 2 locations, Beechwood and Westlake. There's a $5 donation for every home run by Rick and Matt this year. $50 donation per home run by Great Clips. And with a couple of homers tonight by Austin Kearns, we're now at $2,400 for the season.
150 out there. Good for them. Enjoying Indians baseball. Hope they see a win.
Nice night to do it. Nationals in town for a 3-gamer. Trevor Crow now looking at ball 1. Crow tonight 0 for 2 with a couple of groundouts. And he'll try to deliver the 2 runners still out there at second and third for the Tribe. Nice block by Rodriguez. Yeah, it seems like Rodriguez, watching him here tonight, Rick, we watched him in the American League for so many years. He seems very much to me like the Rodriguez from 5 or 6 years ago. I mean, he isn't.
The guy's found,
offensively, looks good.
14-time All-Star, 13-time Gold Glover. And, when he was on the DL this year, the Nationals only went 5-9 when he had a back strain. So, I mean, he means so much to this younger team.
25 and 22 with him, so above 500 team with him and below 500 team without him. He provides so much experience to the pitching staff and really knows the game well.
Well, when you have a young rookie like this guy, he's got to trust what this guy puts down. And you can see how he worked his way through 2 young hitters, Valbuena and Donald, without giving up a run, and he's going to get out of this inning without any further damage.
He sure is. Niger Morgan under it, makes the catch. So the Indians get 1, but then they get runners on second and third and no more. That 1 run, this homer by Austin Kearns, his second tonight. 4-1 Tribe. Indians baseball is brought to you by McDonald's McCafe Frappes. Caramel or mocha blended with a hint of coffee and ice. McDonald's, I'm loving it. Also by Key Bank. Stop in and start a conversation and unlock your possibilities. And by Panini's. Visit paninisgrill.com for a list of new locations. Plenty of those, of course, in the Cleveland area. What a gorgeous sunset it's turned out to be tonight over Lake Erie. Westbrook works into the 5th inning now for the Tribe. He'll face Kennedy, Bernardina, and Morgan. The 8, 9, and 1 hitters and manager Jim Riggleman's lineup. Kennedy a ground out to short his first time up. He takes a pitch there just off the outside corner. 2-0 now to Adam Kennedy. Carlos Santana behind the plate, making his major league debut here tonight.
Well, right now he's been doing just fine. He's just putting on the fingers, and Jake has been battling himself. Last inning he came out, he had 2 out of the 3 strikeouts. He found an arm slot that was comfortable for him, and he was missing down in the zone.
And he walks Kennedy here to lead off the top of the 5th inning. As we take a look at our GMC 5-star league leaders. And it's the National League batting average leaders. And there's Ryan Zimmerman. We talked about him in the pregame at .315, 4th in the NL. And that's the league's 5-star National League batting leaders. Brought to you by the GMC Sierra. Never send a truck to do a Sierra's job. Zimmerman 0 for 2, though, tonight. There's a good pitch from Westbrook to Roger Bernardina, who walked his first time up. Westbrook's had just 2 walks tonight. It's been to Bernardina, the 9-hitter, and previous lead of Bernardina's at bat here. Adam Kennedy. There he is at first. Nobody out here in the 5th. Now 1-2 to Roger Bernardina. Pitch just a little bit inside. So 2-2 now to Bernardina. Well, Rick, we've seen Jim Riggleman want to show the running game here a couple of times when he's gotten runners on first in the early going. Do you expect to see more of that here?
I'm sorry, I was talking to Murph. What was that?
The running game for the Nationals. Riggleman, he showed it earlier.
Well, no, you don't stop. You're in the middle part. If you feel you can run, but, you know, Kennedy's a veteran. He'll pick and choose the pitches that he goes on. He's not what you call a speedster and somebody you're going to run on. You're at the bottom part of your lineup. No. You may start your runner in a 3-1 count or a 3-2 count, but I don't think their running game is going to stay right now.
There's a double play ball to short, and the Indians turn it. Against a pretty quick Roger Bernardina. That ball was hit hard enough, and Donald to Valbuena to Branyan was pretty there.
Well, Jake Westbrook always 1 pitch away from getting that ground ball double play, and he made the pitch when he had to. Right at the short. Beautifully done. And the Indians, I mean, they do a good job of getting that ground ball induced. They have turned 78 double plays as a team, so that shows you they have a staff of guys when they have base runners. Carmona, Masterson, Talbot, Westbrook, and even Huff that are able to make that 1 pitch and get the ground ball double play.
That's the second one tonight for the Tribe. The first conventional one there as Jake Westbrook gets ahead to Niger Morgan, strike 1. Morgan with the single and line out tonight. The Nationals leadoff hitter lays off that one to even the count at 1-1. Shows bunt there, but pulled it back for 2-1 now. Niger Morgan taken in the 33rd round by the Pirates back in 2002. And he hits that one hard on the ground to short. Donald gobbles it up, throws him out. So the Nationals done in the 5th inning. We'll head to the bottom half. Jake Westbrook with a 4-1 lead here at Progressive Field. One Tribe has the lead in the bottom of the 5th inning over the Washington Nationals. Hitters 2, 3, and 4. Chu, Santana, and Branyan will be the hitters. And Carlos Santana making his debut here tonight. He'll be coming up after Shin-Soo Choo, hitting that 3-hole. Getting right between Chu and Branyan. Shin-Soo Choo here tonight with a single in the 1st inning. And grounded out to first baseman Adam Dunn, his last time up in the 3rd. And he'll lead off the 5th for the Tribe. Luis Adelano still on the hill as he approaches 80 pitches. That was 78. Pitch inside. Boy, you watch Shin-Soo Choo, Rick, and the more you see him, I think the more you become impressed with him when you watch him on a daily basis. His swing is just so consistent.
Well, day in and day out, he is a fun guy to watch. He's got a good eye at the plate. And, at times when he gets, he gets a little swing happy and he'll swing and miss and he'll strike out, but he tightens it up and those are becoming shorter and shorter. I don't want to call him slumps because everybody goes through it throughout the course of the year, but he is a fun guy to watch play every day.
Hits that one hard, but right to Dunn. He'll make the play unassisted for the 2nd straight time against Chu. 1 away here in the 5th inning. And Carlos Santana making his debut tonight before the game. Indians GM Mark Shapiro had this to say about Carlos.
Obviously, his bat dictated a while ago that he was probably ready to make the transition to the major leagues. His defense, although knowing that he only started catching 5 years ago or 4 years ago, really with the challenges that we've given to him have made great strides. Still think it's going to be a work in progress up here, but with the strides he made defensively and the consistent offensive display that he put on every level of the minor leagues, we thought now was the right time.
Yeah, he's here 0 for 2 tonight, but he hit the ball hard both times. He scored a run on the Kearns home run. It was a fielder's choice in the 1st inning that allowed him to reach. He beat out what would have been a double play ball, and that allowed eventually Kearns to get to the plate and hit that 3-run homer with 2 outs. But it's going to be fun to watch this kid play. We've talked about his hitting for a while, and defensively he's still, as Mark said, still a work in progress, but it's not like he's impossible behind the plate. He's got the potential and a great arm.
Well, when you think about it, he's wearing number 41. There was another guy that wore that number prior to him. That was a 3rd baseman that ended up catching and turned into a pretty darn good catcher who just left town, Victor Martinez. And it takes time. And, I mean, first things first. I mean, when Eric Wedge was there, it used to be, hey, you got to receive and catch and handle that pitching staff and do things like that. This kid's got Sandy Alomar to work with him. So I don't see any reason why he's not going to learn. You learn on the job. There's nobody down in AAA that can teach this kid any better than Sandy. He can handle his own with the bat. So, I mean, if they're not worried about that, I'm not worried about this kid. It's just a matter of giving him some big league experience and letting him play.
Yeah, good guy to learn from there. And Sandy Alomar Jr., fixture behind the plate throughout the 90s in Cleveland.
And you told me something. Then the one before Victor that wore number 41 was who else?
Charles Nagy.
Charlie Nagy.
Good number to wear. And Santana works a walk there, so he's on base for the 2nd time tonight. And let's take a look at yesterday's great clip of the game, brought to you by Great Clips. Russell Branyan, the game-winning RBI single, knocked in 2 here in the 9th inning for the great comeback win against the Sox. Relax, you're at Great Clips. And boy, Russell, huge hit there with 2 outs. So the Indians have won 2 in a row. Here's Russell once again, batting with the runner at first base and 1 away. And Rick, in a game like yesterday, and you add that on to Wednesday, an 11-0 victory, when Justin Masterson pitched so well for the Tribe, that 2-hitter, and the Indians explode for 8 runs in the 8th inning. You go 11-0. You come back the next night. You're down a couple of times. You win it. How much momentum can something like that build for a fairly young ball club?
I think it was a very, very big win, both of them, because if they had chances to win in the Boston series, I thought they'd be in the first 2 games because of the pitchers they were facing.
Yeah, that's huge.
They came back and they beat 2 of the Boston's best pitchers that were on a roll. So, I mean, if that doesn't build any momentum for this ball club, I don't know what will. And then they come right out tonight. Nationals jump up early. You get a 3-run homer. You're winning 4-1. They had a chance to increase that lead. Yes, I mean, you can build on that. You start getting confidence, and that's what this game is all about, offensively, defensively, and pitching, is confidence.
Adelano struggling a bit here with his control. 2-1. 90 pitches now for Luis Adelano. Early in the game, got ahead of a number of hitters, 0-2, but first time through the order, he got ahead 0-2 3 times, and all 3 times, count came back full as Branyan pops that one high in the air. Foul ground. Zimmerman with an opportunity, making the catch there in front of the camera bay for the second out. Time now for the recap, brought to you by your Northern Ohio Toyota dealers. The Nationals with the run in the first inning, and then after that, all Austin Kearns. 3-run homer in the bottom of the first with 2 outs. Big blast there. And then one more for Austin. The solo shot just over the wall here. It grazed the top of the fence. Indians ahead 4-1. For a dealer near you, visit buyatoyota.com.
Yeah, he has had a great evening.
And the man of the hour is at the plate. 2 home runs, 4 RBI tonight for the former National. And he'll bat here with the runner aboard and 2 outs.
Well, and what do? I mean, he hit a breaking ball the first time up, although it was a hanger. And then he hit a fastball the second time up. So you're thinking out there as a pitcher, if you want to get him, you got to throw a good breaking ball. That's all. He just hung one in the first at bat, and he had him down in that count 0-2, like you were talking about.
Good pitch there as he paints the outside corner, and it looks like he's going to try to stay away from him, and I would too if he hit 2 runs.
I think anytime a pitcher where a guy has hit you hard a couple of times, whether he leaves the ballpark or not, as a pitcher, you have to believe, hey, I made bad pitches, and realize it and say, if I throw my good pitches, I can get him out. Sometimes it just doesn't work that way, but that is true. You got to believe you can get him out. And here again, he's going to be up 1-2.
Kearns went a little too far there. Let's take a look at this again.
Well, this is the changeup. He had him out in front. You see, he couldn't hold it up. It was close, but he did go.
So 1-2 now to Austin Kearns, who's homered in his 2 previous at-bats tonight. 4-1 try, 2 away. Santana's on first base. Two and 2 to Kearns. It's the other thing we've seen Austin do this year, especially lately on his hot streak, Ricky. Not afraid to work the count at all. They'll get a couple of strikes on him, and that doesn't seem to be a detriment.
It never does when you're a hitter on a roll, because you believe you're going to get a hit. I mean, you really believe that. And you're not afraid to take and get behind in the count, because you know if you get a pitch, you're going to hit it, and you're going to hit it hard somewhere.
And he swings and misses there. So Adelano gets him that time, and the Indians are done in the 5th inning. We'll go to the 6th. 4-1. Tribe leads the Nationals. Welcome back. Today's Mark's deep discount of the game is Nature's Bounty Coke Q10, 75 milligrams, 30 count, plus 15 bonus pack. For $12.47 at any Northeast Ohio Mark's location.
So head into your nearest Mark's, where you'll find a huge selection and low prices every day.
It turned out to really be a nice evening here in downtown Cleveland. Tribe leads the Nationals 4-1 as we head to the 6th inning. Jake Westbrook on the hill for Cleveland. He'll face hitters 2, 3, and 4 in the Nationals lineup, and they're the ones that have done the most damage tonight. Well, hitters 2 and 3. Rodriguez 2 for 2. So is Dunn.
Yeah, those boys have done all the damage basically.
Yep. Nationals with 5 hits tonight. Morgan got 1, the leadoff hitter, and then Rodriguez and Dunn have the other 2, and that's been it. And at least he'll work to Rodriguez here with the bases empty, and with the way Rodriguez has been hitting this week since he came back from that injury, I think it's nice to face him without anybody aboard.
Well, he's always been the same kind of hitter. He's been around a long time, and he's aggressive. He doesn't like to take a lot of pitches. He's going to swing. He's going to try and hit it to right field. At times when he gets runners on base, he can become a very impatient hitter. So you can expand his strike zone.
Good pitch there. Peralta on the run makes the play. So Jake Westbrook gets Rodriguez and 1 away here in the 6th inning. All right, here we go. The answer to our AT&T trivia question. 3 players have hit a home run before their 20th birthday and after their 40th. Name them. I think I have 2.
Okay.
I'm going to go with Ken Griffey Jr.
Okay.
And Ivan Rodriguez.
Okay.
The third one, I don't know. Rick Manning?
Oh,
I'm not
Rusty
even close.
Staub.
Look at that.
That was close.
Kyle Staub and
Good going.
AT&T.
Kyle
Rethink
Staub
possible.
and Jeff.
I was set up big time here tonight.
Go figure.
Well,
I mean,
tried.
you know, that was they come up with some pretty good trivia questions.
They do? Absolutely. That's true. Griffey turned 40 this year, but didn't hit a homer. We talked about that during the break.
Well, I said I didn't think Griffey was 40.
You were right.
You didn't believe me.
He's 4. He's didn't hit a home run since he's 40.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, you're right. He hasn't hit one since then. I remember seeing him his rookie year at Old Cleveland Stadium back in 1988. And the ability he showed then at 19 years old. I mean, he had a rocket for an arm in the outfield, could cover a ton of ground, and yeah, at the plate already, as a rookie, one of baseball's most dangerous hitters. So here's Adam Dunn. 2 strikes on him. Looks at that pitch down low. Dunn also 2 for 2 tonight, a double and a single. He's batting here with 1 out and nobody on. Lays off that pitch. Adam Dunn has always been a patient hitter since his Major League debut on July 20th of 2001. He ranks among Major League Baseball's leaders in walks, home runs, and RBI. He's first with walks with 943, third with homers with 329. And he went too far there. Strikeout for Jake Westbrook. That's his 5th K tonight as Westbrook here in these last couple of innings has found the groove. All right, let's go back to our STO update desk. Another game to check in on tonight. The Pirates and the Tigers. Hey, Dave, what's happening there?
Hey, Al, well, the Pirates and the Indians are going to go at it on Father's Day weekend today. It's the Tigers getting out to a 3-1 lead, a 3-run 4th inning. Alex Avila, another catcher in the highlights with an RBI tonight, guys. Right now it's 3-1 in the 6th. Back to you.
Yeah, you've had catchers both times. We're waiting for one here tonight from Carlos Santana. His Major League debut. Doing a nice job behind the plate. So 2 outs now, and Ryan Zimmerman grounded out in the 1st inning and struck out in the 3rd with a couple aboard. That was a big strikeout by Westbrook back in the 3rd inning.
Well, both times he got Zimmerman, they were big outs because they had, you know, the 2-3 guys were on base.
Pitch a little inside. So 1-1 to Ryan Zimmerman. The 25-year-old was taken 4th overall in the 1st round by the Nationals in the 2005 draft. He was their inaugural 1st-round pick, and I'd say a pretty good one. And hits that one on the ground up the middle. Valbuena ranging over. Makes the play. Nationals go 3 up, 3 down as Westbrook's found the groove. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Tribe leads the Nationals 4-1. Back here at Progressive Field, what a gorgeous look at the Cleveland skyline from the west side there. Indians lead the Nationals 4-1. That skyline has changed quite a bit since the last time a team from Washington, D.C. came here to play the Tribe back in 1971, the old Washington Senators. Tomorrow's throwback night here at the ballpark to the 1920s. Now, back then, they were actually called the Nationals, but referred to as the Nationals and Senators. And it wasn't until 1956 that the Nationals, the old Nationals, officially became the Senators. And they went away to Minnesota. The expansion team came in the early 60s. And then they went away to Texas.
To Texas, right after 71.
Right. 72, the first year in Arlington in that old ballpark. That was basically
Ted
a
Williams was a
AAA
manager
ballpark
back then, wasn't he? When they moved from Washington into Texas.
I think you're right. After the batter here in the bottom of the sixth inning, he'll be followed by Peralta and Valbuena. Luis Adelano about to throw his 100th pitch tonight, and there's some round of applause for the fans that got that foul ball.
Well, somebody made a nice catch up there in the suite, and you give it to the kids, and people come down and want to shake your hand, and he made a nice play.
Hafner clubs that one to right. Forget about it. Gone. Travis Hafner, the third home run tonight for the Tribe. They lead it 5-1, and Beverly Peckham has a $300 free gas card from Shell, STO, and Conrad's Tire Express.
The big Pronk starting to warm up a little bit and hit it with authority. Gets his sixth home run.
Man, did he turn on that one.
Yes, he did, and that's a good sight right there. I mean, he gets something in there, and boom, 90-mile-an-hour sinker in and turns on it quickly. That's pretty much about the same pitch he hit that grand slam on a few days ago. Turned on it. The Indians now lead it 5-1.
That one deep into the stands. Now Peralta will bat and look at ball one for Hafner, his sixth home run this season. That one was very deep. So we move along. David Morton from Warren is our next contestant in the Shell Gas Cart competition.
These people are loving you, Al. You come on and do a game. We've got 3 home runs. We're giving away a lot of gas.
Already given away $900.
$900 worth.
So now David Morton from Warren. We'll see if he can hop aboard here in the bottom of the sixth inning. So the Tribe ahead 5-1. And now a visit to the mound for Luis Adelano. This is Steve McCaddy once again, the pitching coach.
Well, I really thought that they might take him out of the game after that fifth inning. He went through that fifth with a walk. But, we told you he had only gone 6 innings in 4 of his starts, of his first 9 starts. Went out there, gave up the home run, and they're just trying to buy some time. The difference between the National League, the American League, if he had to come up and hit, they probably would have pinch hit for him, when it was his turn. Now, you have the DH in there. You have a tendency to leave the starters in maybe a little bit longer. And, a lot of people that when you play interleague baseball, they don't realize. They say, oh, well, you have the double switches and you got to let the pitcher sit. The score of the game dictates when you pinch hit for the pitcher, you're losing and you need some offense.
Peralta hits that one back up the middle. It's a base hit.
He may be gone now.
And this is about as far as he normally goes. Adelano now at 103 pitches. The most he's thrown this year is 114. And he did that this past Saturday night. The most innings he's gone, as you talked about, Rick, was 7. Other than that, after that 114, it's been 104 and 102 and everything else under 100 pitches. And that is indeed it for him tonight.
Yes, sir.
So we'll see a new pitcher coming in for manager Jim Riggleman and the Washington Nationals. We'll tell you more about that when we come back. We'll take a break. Back here at Progressive Field and in dugout suite number 2. There's the STO front office. I think just about everybody's made it there tonight.
Who is that Tony Soprano there in the black shirt and the white shirt? Holy smokes.
Yeah, there he is in the black and white.
Did they fly
Steve
him in
Warren,
from New York?
Tony Soprano.
Okay. That's Steve Warren. It looked like Tony to me with his head shape.
There's Mike Atkinson coming up the steps. Pat Kilkenny. Mike Bachman has his back to us. He doesn't want to. He's pretty shy.
He knows it's just a matter of time.
Here's the new pitcher, Tyler Walker for the Nationals.
Walker appearing for the 22nd time this year. A 1-0 record, trying to keep it right here. Keep it a 5-1 ball game if he can. Adelano went 5 innings, 7 hits. 5 runs to this point. 3 long balls, a 3-run homer in the first, and then Kearns got him again with a solo shot, and Hafner got him to start this inning off.
And Luis Valbuena, the hitter, lined out to center and grounded out.
He had only given up 5 home runs coming into this ball game, so they picked on him, and they got 3 tonight.
And Valbuena, a line drive base hit to right. Peralta will hold at second, so now Indians at first and second with nobody out. And an opportunity for a big inning with the Tribe already ahead 5-1.
No, it was off the end of the bat, so I'm thinking, well, it was a fastball. He left upstairs. He still hit it off the end, turned on a little too quickly.
So Luis Valbuena with his first hit tonight. He's 1 for 3. And Jason Donald, who's 0 for 2 with a couple of groundouts to second to the plate. Ty Walker now pitching in relief of Luis Adelano. Donald lays down a nice bunt. Well, that's textbook on the sacrifice. Move the runners to second and third with 1 out, and Jason Donald does the job. You know, all fans can attend the Browns Select-to-See ticket event. That's at Cleveland Browns Stadium tomorrow. The event is from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. You can purchase tickets plans starting as low as $99 and personally select your own seats. Visit STOHD.com or call 440-824-3434 for more information. But a great opportunity to get great seats for the Browns season coming up. Mike Holmgren and Tom Heckert, the new front office crew there, and some talk about the Browns this summer, and it's going to be exciting to see them in Eric Mangini's second year, and we'll see what they have. So now Trevor Crow gets to bat with runners at second and third, infield in with 1 away here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Rick, when you're down 5-1, you really can't give up too many more. That's why the infield's in.
Well, that's right. They've got to cut it off. There's no question. Especially have the 1 out. They had an opportunity to really put them away back in the 4th inning, but Valbuena and Donald made outs to add to that 4-1 lead. Now they have a chance to add to the 5-1 lead, and now is when you add on in the middle part of the ball game, you can take teams right out of it. You get a lead early, you put a couple on in the middle.
Crow takes that one just off the outside corner. So 1-1 now to Trevor Crow, who's 0 for 3 tonight. A couple of groundouts and a fly out to center field. There's a look at the runners. Peralta's at third. Valbuena at second. 1 away here in the 6th inning. And he lines that one to right. That's a base hit. Peralta's in. Here comes Valbuena. He'll score. 2 more for the Tribe. 2 RBI for Trevor Crow. And the Indians lead it 7-1.
Yeah, there it is right there. That's delivering like a little knockout punch. Nicely done. They move him over. They get him in. Crow gets his 13th and 14th RBI. So you close the book on Adelano now. He gives up 6 of the 7. Just like that, offensively, 9 hits and 7 runs. That's what happens when you hit the long ball. You end up putting up big numbers. But a nice base hit there by Trevor Crow.
First time the Tribe has scored tonight that wasn't on a home run. And Trevor Crow, even though his average going into that at bat was 245, it's up to 252 now. With runners in scoring position this year, he's a 400 hitter. So Trevor Crow coming through in the clutch. You like to see that, especially on those young hitters. Shin-Soo Choo now looks at ball 2 from Walker. So the Indians with a couple of hits against Walker already, and Walker's been pretty effective out of that Nationals bullpen since May 5th. He's had scoreless appearances in 12 of his last 14. He's given up a couple of hits here and accountable for that 1 run to Valbuenas. Crow's off and running, and checking his swing was Choo, and Crow got a great jump, but Choo fouled it away on 2-0.
Well, that's where Choo should have taken the pitch. It wasn't that good of a pitch to hit and give him a chance to steal the base.
Trevor Crow, an aggressive base runner. So now 2-1 to Choo. Crow stays put this time, and the pitch is inside to Choo. Once again, Choo in a hitter's count. He's 1 for 3 tonight. He singled and scored on the Kearns home run back in the first inning. The Indians already with 3 home here in the 6th, trying to add on. Again, Choo fouls that one away, so the count goes full. Big weekend here for the Tribe and Nationals. A lot of buzz around town these last couple of nights. The Indians with the great comeback last night. Today, Carlos Santana makes his major league debut, and Sunday, of course, Steven Strasburg on the hill. Crow's running. The pitch, though, to Choo is ball 4. And that'll put runners at first and second base as Rodriguez threw down anyhow. So a walk to Choo, and now Carlos Santana, who's been on base twice tonight, but still looking for his first hit, will come to the plate.
Well, the Indians will take on the New York Mets in a 3-game series. That'll take place Tuesday through Thursday. The Indians with an off day on Monday, and tickets are on sale now. And check out the AM/PM all-you-can-eat seats, where you get unlimited hot dogs, nachos, peanuts, and popcorn, and Pepsi products for just $32 per ticket. Call 216-420-HITS or visit Indians.com.
So now Carlos Santana. Runners at first and second and 1 away, and a pitch up high from Walker. Carlos Santana, the #1 prospect of the Indian system going into this year, and he hasn't disappointed. The thing about Santana is he has produced at every level. Class A, MVP for Inland Empire. AA, MVP for Akron. This year at Columbus, MVP-type season before being recalled. He takes that pitch in the upper portion of the strike zone. So now the count 1-1 to Carlos Santana, the switch-hitting catcher. His numbers career-wise in the minors from 2008 to 2010. Just consistent. 300 every year, Rick. It's not like he had one great year and 2 so-so ones.
That's why they expect him to, to carry that over at the big league level.
Pops that one up, but it'll make the seats over here on the third base side. So now Santana down in the count, 1-2.
It's high breaking ball. Put a big swing on that one and fouled it off. You want to get that first hit ASAP, when you get your chance to get to the big leagues. His last at bat, and he has patience because he's always had a good on-base percentage down there as well.
That pitch he fights off right back towards us, just a little bit below the press box. So the count remains 1-2 to Carlos Santana. He was acquired from the Los Angeles Dodgers July 26th of 2008, along with John Malone for Casey Blake. And just a Class A player at the time for Inland Empire, but he was having a whale of a season, and even after he came to play at Kinston in the Tribe system, he still won the MVP, and he basically wasn't at Inland Empire the last month of the season. He fights that pitch off. Done to second for 1. He'll play back at first. Nice job by Choo to make sure there'd be no replay. So the fielder's choice puts runners at the corners now with 2 away for Russell Branyan.
Well, with that high hop, it gives the base runner, Choo, a good chance to get down to second base in a hurry and get that shortstop's feet out of the way. Desmond coming over to take the throw really didn't have a chance or time to throw back.
Now Russell Brandon to the plate. He's 0 for 3 tonight, but reached back in the first inning on an error and scored on the Kearns home run. Russell with some big hits for the Tribe this year, though, and some of those not even homers. Like last night, that single in the 9th inning with 2 outs and the bases loaded to win it.
Well, in that Boston series, he had, what, a couple bases loaded singles.
Breaks his bat there. The little flare will be caught by Willie Harris, the left fielder, and that's the end of the 6th inning. But the Tribe gets another 3 runs, one of them on this monster mash by Travis Abner. Time Ohio is brought to you by AT&T. Find out more of what's possible at att.com. AT&T, rethink possible. By the Sierra from GMC. Never send a truck to do a Sierra's job. And by Wendy's. You know when it's real. Wendy's. Drive ahead here 7-1 as we enter the top half of the 7th inning. It'll be Willingham, Harris, and Desmond. Jake Westbrook has faced the minimum in the last 10 batters. Hasn't given up a hit then either. He's walked 1, but that was Adam Kennedy, who was erased as part of a double play back in the 5th inning. So Jake Westbrook has really settled in now. And his pitch count was up into the 50s heading into the 4th inning. But now Rick just at 87. So Westbrook really doing well here. And he'll face Willingham, Harris, and Desmond in the 7th inning. Willingham looks at strike 1. And you talked about his arm angle, and well, I think he's found it here these last few innings.
Well, he's settled in. I mean, 2 guys have given him problems tonight. That's Rodriguez and Dunn. Other than that, he has settled in. You see where that's going now? It's down a lot farther than where he started the game at. And that ball, when he misses, is missing down below the knees. And that's where Jake wants to miss.
Willingham struck out his previous 2 times at bat, and he swings and misses there and finds himself down to the count 1-2. Josh Willingham, the former Florida Marlin. Westbrook works quickly. Swing and a miss.
A good catch.
Nice job by Carlos.
I'll tell you what, he caught that ball.
Wait a minute.
I don't see how he's got to get some help. Get some help. Oh, so he's going to roll a ball over to Acton. Says, hey. He says it hit the ground. Phil Cuzzy says it had hit the ground. He saw it. He heard it. He's very adamant about it. And he's right.
Yep. Yes, he is.
He's absolutely correct. I didn't think so from first look, but that ball did hit the dirt and goes into the glove of Santana. He did a nice job of trying to decoy the ump, but he's saying no. He was on it. Good call.
So 1-2 now, again to Willingham. He breaks his bat that time, but Donald will make the catch as he cruises over for 1 away here in the 7th inning.
Well, treat Dad Father's Day out at Progressive Field. That'll be Sunday, June 20th. You can enjoy a full day of fun. Play catch out on the field, hitting the Tribe's batting cages, have a ballpark picnic, and watch the Indians and Pirates play on the Giants scoreboard.
It's always a good time.
Well, yeah, you get out here, and it would be a lot of fun. Spend it at the ballpark. Why not?
Willie Harris drives that ball to right center. Towards the gap. Crow over there. He made the catch as Shin-Soo Choo had a slide to avoid him.
Well, there's a play there where neither player could actually call for it, and they had to go on the dead run. Probably both of them could have caught it, but this is where you're going to have to communicate as much as possible. They haven't played together for a long time. But see, center fielder Crow is over there. He's got to make a call. He now realizes he can catch it, and you see Choo sort of sensed him and heard him. And that's just a matter of playing together. Would he just jump into that wall and hit it? I mean, he'll get better at it the more he plays out there in center field. Those two are going to have to play together and communicate.
Well, they made the nice basket catch, and as you said, Rick, he called him off late. Choo heard it and was able to avoid it.
Sometimes you don't have an opportunity to make a call, but the rule of thumb is any ball a center fielder can get to, he's going to take it. Choo just has to realize how much ground he can cover out there because he's a good right fielder. Just a matter of playing games out there.
Ian Desmond, the batter, with the 1-1 count as Westbrook stays in that groove. Can of corn to center field. Crow has an easier catch this time. 3 up, 3 down for the Nationals. Stretch time in Cleveland. Indians lead it 7-1. Seven-1 Indians as you look in from our Panini Cam and enjoy a refreshing beverage and a delicious overstuffed sandwich at any Panini's location. From Westlake to Willoughby, Panini's is your patio headquarters. For a list of all their locations, visit paninisgrill.com. Sounds very good right now. I wouldn't mind some of their fries, too.
Well, if they're watching a ball game, why don't you send up a sandwich with Al and put the fries on it, please? What kind
just
would
a
you
block
like,
away.
Al?
Just some of those plain old fries. Oh, the sandwich. Yeah, turkey sounds good.
Okay.
A little bit healthy. I like the roast beef, though, but I'll go with turkey. A little healthier.
Well, send a roast beef up for Al.
Okay. Turkey for Rick, then. We're all set. Austin Kearns will lead it off here in the bottom of the 7th inning for the Indians. Austin 2 for 3 tonight with 2 home runs and 4 runs batted in. Hit the 3-run homer in the first, solo home run in the 4th. He takes inside here from Tyler Walker. First time he's faced him. 7-1 Cleveland here on a lovely night for baseball in downtown Cleveland.
And fireworks to follow.
Yes, indeed. Nice crowd here tonight, too.
What do they got? The Girls of Rock and Roll is the theme of the fireworks show tonight.
It's the fun thing with the fireworks here. You know, back in the old days, fireworks shows were always pretty good in Cleveland, but just blast them off, and there you go. Here you've got it themed. You've got the music.
Oh, they take it to a different level
absolutely.
now. They really do.
I mean, if you thought they were good then, you got to see him now as Kearns.
How about that?
Drives another one to right center. This one deep. And to the wall, and making the catch is Niger Morgan.
What a nice catch. I thought he had 3. And he might have. Morgan going over there. And, wow, Bernardina, they arrived at the wall at the same time, and I can't believe Morgan hung on. That one might have been a home run.
He had to avoid his teammate Bernardina here. Look at this.
No, it would not have been a home run, but he gave it a try, and he gave it a ride. Look at, they're both going up, and then Bernardina sort of sensed it. Did you see how he quit? He just went into the wall. I don't know if he said he's got it or not, but that was one heck of a play. Nice catch.
Sure was. Niger Morgan. Great catch here for the Nationals. And Austin Kearns, man, he has hit the ball hard and long 3 times tonight. 2 of those have made it out of the park. That time he gave it a ride, but Niger Morgan pinned against the wall to make that catch. So here's Travis Hafner. He's also gone yard tonight. He's a perfect 2 for 2, also has a walk. Rick, did you ever have that happen when you played where you're going against the wall and your right fielder, Corey Snyder or whomever, I don't know, would be right there next to you, George Orta?
No, I mean, there's been a lot of times where you're going after the ball. I think a lot of guys, when I was out there, I just went after everything I could catch and get after it. No, not running side by side. That's a close play. That was a great play by the center fielder, because usually the center fielder, when he's up there, he's going to go in the alleys and take anything close to the wall.
2-1 now to Travis Hafner. Now Niger Morgan, he's quite an athlete too. Played hockey in Canada.
I'll tell you, he's looks like a defensive back too.
And there's the right fielder, Bernardina. Swing and a miss for Travis. 2-2 now on Pronk. Boy, that last time up for Travis, when he turned on that pitch and launched it, about 25 rows up, it was so nice to see him do that. I mean, he looked like the Hafner from 04 to 06 when he seemed to be doing that on a almost nightly basis.
It was consistent. You're exactly right. Well, maybe it's a sign of good things to come. Grand slam a couple days ago, and it was basically the same pitch.
Right back up the middle. Walker knocks it down, and he'll make the play. So 2 hard-hit balls here in the bottom of the 7th for the Tribe, but 2 outs. And it's time for tonight's Miller Tastes Great this moment. And here's the 2 balls by Austin Kearns that he hit deep that weren't caught tonight. First inning, 3-run homer.
Yeah, that's a big one. The 3-runner, and then came right back up and added 1 more. That made it 4-1 at the time.
Austin Kearns, 2 homers, 4 runs batted in tonight, and a very loud out here in the bottom of the 7th. Tribe leading at 7-1. 3 home runs for the club tonight, and when you can knock it out of the ballpark, makes it easy to get to those 7 runs. 7 runs on 9 hits for the Tribe, 1 run on 5 hits for the Nats. Here's Peralta with 2 outs and nobody on. He's 2 for 3 tonight with a double and a single. Also scored a run back in the 6th inning. It's 1-1 here. Now 1-2. Good breaking ball from Tyler Walker. Peralta this year has actually hit better on the road than here at home. 281 on the road, just 207 here at Progressive Field. But tonight, Johnny P with a couple of base hits for the multi-hit effort. Also scored a run back in the 6th inning. Got a piece of that one. You know, and Johnny said about a month and a half ago, or he said about his slow start. I wish I knew why it was a slow start every year for him. If it was, I just like to skip over April and start with May.
Sure he does. I mean, if he could figure it out, don't think he hasn't tried. The harder you try, sometimes it's just for some strange reason, every April he gets off to a bad start. I don't know if it's cold weather. Believe me, he's thought about it. People have talked about it.
And he's down on strikes there for just the 3rd time tonight for Indians hitters. So the Tribe goes 3 up, 3 down to the 7th. We'll go to the 8th. Indians by 6.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the Cleveland Indians and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Cleveland Indians.
Tribe leads it 7-1 as we go to the top half of the 8th inning at Progressive Field. First time this franchise, the Washington Nationals, has ever been to Cleveland as Jake Westbrook delivers ball 1. The Nats leadoff hitter here in the top of the 8th, Adam Kennedy. He'll be followed by Roger Bernardina, Niger Morgan. Jake working quickly. It's a foul ball there for 1-1. And how effective has Jake been tonight? You can tell a lot from his pitch counts because through the first 3 innings, he had 52 pitches. Since then, the 4th inning, 11, 5th inning, 13, 6th inning, 11, 7th inning, 10. And this is a base hit for Kennedy to lead it off here in the 8th. That was the 100th pitch of the night for Jake Westbrook.
Well, I remember we went to Washington back in 2007 to play them before they got their new ballpark.
Right,
it was
RFK.
being built.
Right.
Yeah, we went to RFK and played over there.
So now Roger Bernardina, 0 for 1 tonight, walked in the 3rd inning, grounded into a double play in the 5th. And there goes Kennedy. Santana won't get a chance.
Yeah, that's okay. Put it in your back pocket. He had no chance anyway. Don't even bother. He took off, and Westbrook paid no attention to him. Watch this start. See, he didn't stop him. He got a walking lead. So if you're the catcher and that happens, don't even bother throwing it, because the only thing that could happen is you may throw it into center field, and nothing good's going to happen out of it. So he stole that base off Westbrook.
I think Jake knew it, too.
Sure he did.
Had that look on the mound. He said, man, sorry, Carlos.
Well, it is. And he knows he didn't pay attention. You saw that walking lead. As a pitcher, you have to stop the runners.
So Santana will talk to Westbrook, and out comes pitching coach Tim Belcher as well. Tony Sipp getting loose in the Indians bullpen.
Yeah,
there he is.
He's probably just making sure that Sipp's going to be ready. Just buying a little time, that's all.
First of 3 games this weekend for the Tribe and Nationals. Tomorrow night, 7:05. It's throwback weekend to the 1920s. And then on Sunday, of course, Steven Strasburg will make his 2nd Major League appearance. First road start right here at Progressive Field. Bernardina, hot shot to short. McDonald on 1 hop makes the play, holding Kennedy at 2nd, 1 down. So we'll go back to the top of the order, and Niger Morgan. There's Strasburg. Well, he had a great outing on Tuesday. The thing that impressed me the most, his pitches were moving. Yeah, he only gave up 2 runs. And 14 strikeouts is unbelievable, but he did that without walking a batter in his Major League debut.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Very impressive. That'll be Sunday on WKYC Channel 3. Strasburg and Huff. Also, if you come out this weekend, you get to see Carlos Santana. He's made his Major League debut here tonight. I think he's done a nice job behind the plate. Yeah, it hasn't bothered Westbrook. Nope. Opposite field base hit there for Niger Morgan. Kennedy will move to 3rd, so now Nationals have runners at the corners with 1 away here in the 8th inning. It was their 7th hit tonight. So now Ivan Rodriguez, who's 2 for 3 with a double and a single. Now, last hitter for Westbrook as well. He's going to leave him on here to face the right-hander. If not, you've got the lefty Dunn on deck, and he's going to give him a chance to get that ground ball double play. But I'll tell you why it's tough is because Rodriguez goes the other way, unless he hits a bullet right at the second baseman. So the Nationals trying to get back into the ball game here, down by 6 in the 8th, but a couple aboard. With a dangerous Rodriguez, and he couldn't check his swing there. Strike 1. Attendance tonight, 22,041 at Progressive Field. It's first of a 3-game set.
Rodriguez fouls that one away. So Westbrook jumps ahead of Rodriguez 0-2. Always a tough hitter. And Rodriguez now 5 for 10 since he missed those 14 games with a back strain, and he was reinstated on Tuesday. That pitch in the dirt. Now Chris Perez has joined Tony Sipp in the Indians bullpen as they get loose here in the 8th, and Westbrook tries to take care of Rodriguez, and another nice block here by Carlos Santana.
He went with the changeup right there. You saw the spin going off. Santana gets out, puts a body on it. That's very nice. There's Chris Perez up throwing with Sipp.
Another foul ball. Count remains 1-2. Manager Manny Acta, his first season with the Tribe here after being with the Nationals for 2.5 years. Relieved of his duties last year at the All-Star break for the Nats. And he said he watched a lot of baseball, though, in the second half of the season. And we talked to him this winter when he came in. Boy, he was up on everybody. Rodriguez, another foul ball. And that's the thing with Rodriguez. He can foul a lot of balls off, Rick. You might keep him in check a little bit, but he can foul off those bad ones.
Well, yeah, he's a guy that he puts the ball in play. He can make contact, but Westbrook made a mistake there. He wanted that breaking ball down and away, and he left it. It got too much of the plate. That's why he was able to get a piece of it.
As you can see, sprays the ball around as he takes another pitch in the dirt. Very nice job by Santana as he's worked here during this at bat, and Rodriguez trying to work Westbrook.
Tell you what, this is a nice pick. He went down there, was thinking of backhanding it, but he didn't get lazy. He got that body up and went over there, and he ended up short hopping it. Nice play.
So now a 2-2 count to Rodriguez. 3-2. So after 0-2, Rodriguez now works the count full with runners at the corners and one away here in the 8th inning. Here's Adam Dunn on deck, and more than likely this will be Westbrook's final batteries. He's had 112 pitches. The payoff pitch to Rodriguez. Grounder to second. Valbuena can't make the play. A run scores, and the Nationals will have runners at the corners once again with one out.
Now that's the 45th error by the Indians, and boy, they have allowed the most unearned runs in the game, tied with Seattle, 32. Routine grounder here, and Valbuena gets back and lets that ball play him. Bad footwork right there. Didn't get himself in position. Look at him. They slow down, and he's flat-footed. He was not in position to catch the ball.
So that'll make it 7-2, and Jake Westbrook is finished tonight. And the Indians will bring the lefty Tony Sipp on as Jake Westbrook exits to a warm ovation here at Progressive Field. We'll be back after this and tell you about Sipp. One out in the 8th inning. Tony Sipp on in relief for the Indians.
Well, he's going to get the big boy, Adam Dunn. Sipp has been struggling lately, but now you got a chance to get him into a ball game, get a little confidence back. There's Westbrook on the evening, 7 1/3, 7 hits, couple runs, 5 strikeouts.
Jake with a good outing tonight. Obviously in line to get the win. 2 runners left on, his responsibility. Give Rodriguez an RBI, by the way, in that last, what would have been a fielder's choice ground out to first of Albuena with the error.
They wouldn't have got anybody at second. They would have had to go for Rodriguez at first. They would have got a ribby, and the man would have been on second, but Albuena booted the ball.
You see the numbers on Sipp in his last inning in the third.
You don't want to look at those numbers. That was on the road trip, and it was a bad road trip. You got to forget about it.
And he was so effective in the early going, the Indians' most consistent arm out of the pen. He allowed just 3 earned runs in his first 21 appearances. The ERA was at 1.40. But since this last little stretch here, now it's gone up to 6.5. There's Dunn's numbers. He's 2 for 3 tonight, a double and a single. Struck out his last time up. And bats here with a couple aboard. Good pitch there for Tony Sipp. That's slider. Sipp basically will use the fastball and slider. He throws 2 different types. He was telling me one a little bit tighter, that's harder, and one a little slower, that's got a bigger break to it. Good pitch there.
That may be the one you want to use on Dunn right here. The one that's a little bit slower and a little more break. Yeah, the reason for that, you get that guy that likes to extend the arms, you have him out front on that front foot, so that was a very good pitch. Needs one more of them.
There it is. Dunn, though, laid off of it. So it's 2-2 now. The big left-hander, Adam Dunn. He's had a nice year for the Nationals. Hitting .289 now, 13 homers. He's homered in his last 3 games. That fastball's up high. So now the count full to Adam Dunn. And there's Ryan Zimmerman. He's 0 for 3 tonight. Foul ball for Dunn. Slow slider once again. 7-2 try. 3 home runs tonight for the Indians. 2 by Austin Kearns, another by Hafner. It's accounted for 5 of the 7 runs. Nationals at the corners, and Dunn takes ball 4. So now the bases are loaded.
Well, he worked a good at bat. You know, Sipp had him down and couldn't put him away.
There comes Manny Acton. So it'll be just one hitter for Tony Sipp, the lefty Adam Dunn. He'll come out, and Chris Perez will enter the game with the bases loaded. And 1 away here in the 8th inning. We'll take another break. We'll be back after this. 7-2 Indians. Here in the 8th inning and threatening for more. Bases loaded, 1 out, and Chris Perez into the game for the Indians. There's the base runners. Morgan on third, Rodriguez on second, Dunn at first, and Ryan Zimmerman, who's due. He's 0 for 3 tonight, and he hits that one hard up the middle. It's a double play ball. 6, 4, 3. Perez on one pitch gets out of the 8th inning. Nice job by the righty. We'll go to the 9th. Bottom of the 8th first, though. 7-2, Cleveland. Indians up 7-2 as we go to the bottom of the 8th inning, and the Nationals get a new pitcher on. It's a left-hander, Doug Slayton.
Left-hander coming on for the 14th time this year. 6 strikeouts in his 9 1/3 innings. He'll be facing Valbuena, Donald, Crow. The hitters due up for the Tribe here in the bottom half of the 8th inning. There you go, a little ice cream. I don't know who wants it more, the kid or dad.
And his Indians team leading this one 7-2. Doug Slayton took the loss on Sunday against Cincinnati, but before that, he had 8 1/3 scoreless innings in his previous 11 appearances. Big breaking ball there to Luis Valbuena for strike 1. Valbuena 1 for 3 tonight with a single and a run scored in the 6th inning. Pitch outside. Fans having a good time here tonight. 22,000 plus in the house. Carlos Santana's major league debut tonight. Tomorrow night, turn back the clock to the 1920s, and Sunday, Steven Strasburg. So an eventful weekend here at Progressive Field. And fireworks after the game tonight.
Oh, yeah. A lot going on. With an off day coming on Monday, and then the Mets to follow.
Yep, that'll be fun to see them. Haven't seen the Mets here, what I think it's been 8 years, 7 years? 02 or 03 was the last time they were here. There's Jason Donald waiting on deck. 3-1 count here to Luis Valbuena in search of his second hit of the evening. He'll take strike 2 as Slayton paints the outside corner. Well, there's nothing better on a nice summer night than being at the ballpark. Tonight, a perfect example. As Valbuena fouls that one off. Slider helping somebody out over there. Always willing to lend a hand.
Are you sure about that?
Or maybe not. Who knows? You never know with Slider. And Redbird tells me 2004 was the last time we played the Mets here.
Okay, here. Well, you see, Redbird, he doesn't miss a
He's
beat.
on top of it.
Yes, he is.
When,
keeps one eye on this ballpark and one eye on the Cardinals, whoever they're playing tonight. Oh, they're in Arizona. He told me that yesterday.
See, he's on top of it. You're right. Liner to left. Harris backtracking. One away here in the bottom of the 8th inning.
Well, the Indians Charities and Grady Sizemore are proud to partner with the Cleveland Baseball Federation and to further grow youth baseball and softball in the Cleveland area. And to help carry out this mission and provide kids with a positive team-oriented activity, visit Indians.com and you can learn how to get involved.
You do a great job with that. So now Jason Donald with one away here in the 8th inning, and the Tribe leading it by 5. Takes strike one from Slayton. Donald tonight 0 for 2 at the sacrifice bunt in the 6th inning, which the Indians capitalized on as he moved a couple of runners over, and then Trevor Crowe drove them both in. Quickly 0-2 to Donald. But you got to love the way this kid plays baseball, Rick. Smooth in the field, hustles at all times, and just seems to have a real good idea of how the game is supposed to be played.
Well, he enjoys it. I mean, it was fun watching him the very first time he was called to the big leagues in his first at-bat.
We got hit in the foot there.
Sure does. Down in the count.
Right in the toe.
So breaking ball got him, so he will take first base. That's the old foot wedge. It's supposed to be the back foot slider, and it got him on the toe. Someone better call him a tow truck. There it is. Right there, he will reach first, and you need another hitter if Santana wants another crack at it tonight.
Absolutely.
Another guy to reach.
That could do it. So with one away and Donald at first, he said, right off my little toe.
That didn't feel good.
No.
I mean, that's where you want to throw that slider. It's a back foot slider, they call it, but that one got him in the front foot.
Crow pops out to Dunn for the second out. Let's get another update on the Royals-Reds. Back to the STO update desk we go. Judd, what's happening there now?
Well, Alan, this one, the Reds led 4-0, but give up that lead. Unieski Bentoncourt with his 5th homer, and that made it 5-4 Royals, but the Reds have scored in the 8th. It's 5-5 now in the 9th. Back to you.
All right, Dave, so a good one going down there in the Queen City. Reds and Royals tonight. So they'll play this weekend in Interleague. Indians will be headed down to Cincinnati in week and a half.
As a matter of fact, we end up our interleague play in Cincinnati. After we go on the road Thursday, we go to Philadelphia. Pittsburgh for the weekend over Father's Day. Then Philadelphia. Then we wrap up interleague play this year down in Cincinnati for a weekend.
So the Indians get a heavy dose of the National League East, and Shin-Soo Choo looks at a pitch over for a 1-1 count. And the Notre Dame College Athletic Department will have their 9th annual golf classic on Monday, July 19th at Stonewater Golf Course. For more info or to register, call 216-373-5292. You can also visit NotreDameFalcons.com. And your player donation will include 18 holes of golf, breakfast, buffet, lunch, and prizes. Scramble tournament raises money to benefit the growing needs of student athletes. And your old teammate, Lenny Barker, over there coaching baseball.
Yeah, Lenny is. This is his first year. I'm sure he does a great job with the kids.
He's a great guy and just loves the game, too. I mean, he was out here a number of times when we'd have field days at Progressive Field. And Lenny, one of the guys that stuck around, loves the Cleveland area, lives over there in the east suburbs. 3-1 to Shin-Soo Choo. And he hits that one on the ground to short. They get the out at second, and the Tribe retired here in the 8th inning. So we'll head to the 9th. 7-2. Tribe leads the Nationals tonight at Progressive Field. Tribe leading this one 7-2 as we head to the ninth inning, and some of the fans getting some shots there on their cell phones of this ball game here tonight. First time a team from Washington, D.C. has been to Cleveland since 1971, and the first time ever for this former Expos, now Nationals organization. As Chris Perez will work into his second inning of relief. Came on in the 8th with the bases loaded and 1 out, and got the double play ball against Ryan Zimmerman with only 1 pitch to get out of a jam, and now works here with a 1-0 count to Josh Willingham. Fouls that one off. Willingham 0 for 3 tonight. Couple of strikeouts. Popped out his last time up. Tribe trying to hold on for the win tonight for Jake Westbrook. Fastball just a little low there. And Rick, this would be the 6th out of 7 performances now for Jake. 6 of the last 7 quality-wise. It's another nice effort tonight for the Tribe righty.
Well, it'll be his first win at home, and that'll be a good sign for him.
Fly ball to left. Austin Kearns with the catch. 1 away here in the 9th. And speaking of Austin Kearns, he is indeed our player of the game. 2 for 4 tonight with those home runs. 2 of them, 4 runs batted in. His 4th career 2-homer game and the first since June of 2006.
Almost had a 3-homer game. It was robbed. It would have been an extra base hit, but it was awfully close.
Willie Harris drives that one foul in the right field corner there. Well, Austin Kearns really paying dividends for the Tribe. And you know, I've always said, I've watched Austin Kearns. He's always impressed me as a player. But the last few seasons, Rick, he's just never been 100% healthy. This season he finally is, just turned 30 and really producing for the Indians in the middle portion of that order. And a nice defensive outfielder, too.
Well, there went a while there where when he was hitting, we were out on the West Coast. And if it wasn't for him, I was thinking to myself, boy, I don't know where this offense would have been. Because he was plugged in. He went from not playing every day to playing every day, to hitting the ball well, to getting put into the middle part of the lineup.
Yeah.
And, you know, so he's been a great find for the Tribe.
0-2 to Harris and the breaking ball in the dirt. And Kearns exemplifies what you hear so often. You know, if you're not one of the organizational guys, I guess maybe you don't get as much of a look. But if you hit the baseball, you can force that manager to put you in the lineup every day. That's exactly what Kearns has done.
That's exactly right. Well, he's no rookie. He's been at it before, and he's had good years. And that's exactly what they felt.
It's nice when you can get a guy like that as a minor league free agent. It's not often you can find 300 hitters with the power that Kearns has. 2-2 now to Harris, 1 away in the 9th. And a high pop. Short center, Donald going out, calling for it. Kept drifting, and Donald going to get a little smile there from Trevor Crow, and he said, well, you had the beat on it. I was just going to let you have it. 2 away. And don't forget, coming up after the game tonight, a complete recap on the Conrad's Tire Express and Total Car Care postgame show. We'll have highlights from tonight's game. We'll have a postgame interview, probably Austin Kearns. And Dave Chudowski will have highlights from around the majors. And following that tonight, it's Chuck's last call with Chuck Galletti. So plenty still to come tonight right here on Sports Time Ohio. Keep it right here. That's the pitch to Desmond inside for ball 1. Ian Desmond 0 for 3 tonight. Chris Perez looking to finish this one out. And he's done a great job out of that bullpen tonight. Coming into the 8th inning with the bases loaded and 1 away and inducing the double play grounder from Ryan Zimmerman. Now 1-1 to Desmond. Or 2-0, beg your pardon. Tribe and Nats at it again tomorrow night. Return back the clock to the 1920s at 7:05. I have it for you here on Sports Time Ohio. And then the series finale on Sunday. Steven Strasburg, 1:07. We'll have it on Channel 3. So I hope you can join us all weekend long. Of course, the best, though, would be to head down to the ballpark and take it in. Progressive Field. 3-1 now to Ian Desmond. Chris Perez trying for the clean slate night. Strike 2 as Desmond was headed towards first. Crowd on its feet, hoping for the Indians' third straight win here tonight, and hoping for a Chris Perez punch-out. But it's inside for ball 4. So Desmond will head to first base, and Adam Kennedy will be the batter. And he lifts that one to short right center field. Chew, forget it. Crow came over and made the catch. How about that? To end the ball game. Game over. The final score: the Indians 7, the Nationals 2, and a little excitement for the final out.
Tell you what, those two better get together because they're going to kill one another. I mean, Crow, go take charge and call him off. He's cruising in for that ball. You got to take charge. He's cruising. Here comes, Chew being aggressive. Center fielder's got to take over and take charge on that ball.
So the Indians get the win tonight, 7-2. Jake Westbrook gets the victory for Cleveland. And Luis Santillana will take the loss for Washington. And Austin Kearns, the former National, tonight with a couple of homers and 4 RBI to lead the Tribe offense. One that hit 3 homers total as Pronk went yard as well. So the Indians Tire Express and Total Car Care post-game show. That's coming up in just a moment. Let's take a look now at the Key Bank key play of the game.
Well, you go back to the first inning, and it's going to be a routine ball off the bat of Russell Brandon. Kennedy just boots it, keeps the inning going, and guess what happens? The very next pitch had him down 0-2. He battled back into the at-bat. He hung him a breaking ball. That was 3 runs for the Indians, and that got him jump-started for the evening. That's going to be our Key Bank key play of the game.
Brought to you by